I'm like, please don't.
What?
Please don't say
I
that.
said he's trying. Jonathan Holloway is trying to get in my pants. He combined my favorite dessert, which is a key lime pie,
Oh, dude.
and my favorite drink, which is a whiskey sour.
I make key lime pies, bro.
And so he combined them. So
That's what I'll make you for your birthday. There we go.
just want to let you know that it's mutual, baby. It's mutual.
Are we in?
We're on. We're live.
We are in. All right, let's see.
We're going.
We've been going.
Have we?
Everybody heard that
Oh
shit.
my God! I said, please don't say that.
All right,
No, we're not
everybody.
in yet.
Yeah, we are.
No, we're not.
Just because you don't see it, we are live.
There we go.
Probably takes a few
go.
minutes.
want to let you know that you got to turn that volume off.
Why
Yeah.
does it always do that?
Oh, go to. Don't forget to post it to the page.
It's posted. Wait,
Okay.
let me do that real quick. All right.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm trying to set the sound. Say something, Jonathan. Say something.
Something.
There you go.
Does that work?
That works. Our gain's a little up, but we're sharing a microphone. So, all right. While Brendan does that, welcome to the How Copy Podcast. It is September 19th, 2023. Archery season is in full swing.
It's crazy. September's
sir.
almost over.
I know,
For real?
right?
What the hell?
Gosh.
Hey, I'm
we just
46
started.
tomorrow, and I got to give a shout out to my son and my girlfriend
Oh,
Jody,
yeah.
that should be watching.
Huh.
They got me birthday. They surprised me today with
What do
cards.
they say?
That's like
That's a pretty good resemblance of you there.
Yeah, the bear shitting in the woods. And well, of
pretty
course,
cool.
my son with the "Did I fart in this card?" Yeah,
I gave you a pair of pants.
you did. You
Yeah,
did.
happy
Oh, I
birthday.
got
Yeah, so we did a everybody that's buying Sitka gear, all that you're just late to the party. I just got me some. What was that? First Light.
First Light, man.
First Light. I got that new shit. I've been wearing
Nice.
the Sitka for years. It's played out now, so we moving on up. But
As I'm ordering some.
But
as
buddy,
he's ordering, but
Oh, you're on Sitka now?
you're ordering. That did not come in Sub Alpine. Whenever I
just saw
bought
it pop up the other day. And
Yeah.
the only reason I went with that Solitude set is because I don't like that.
the
gray.
Fanatic. Oh, you don't like the well? See, the Elevated is designed to work in conjunction with the Sky, which is blue and white.
Yeah, I feel like though,
And
if
the
you're up in
tree.
a tree, though, you shouldn't be silhouetted enough for that to matter. I think you should
Well-
look like the tree. Which it,
Well, not every.
I
you
use
know,
this shit.
Some guys that
huh?
I use that shit.
he uses this.
Yep.
He uses the grandpa.
Dude,
Why am I dressed? I'm dressed like your grandpa today. I got the deal.
I honestly do not believe that camo makes one bit of friggin'
It
difference.
does not make a difference if you're hidden, but if you are standing like in the fucking on the ground, and the deer or the elk, I think it's probably more geared towards elk hunting. But if they look at you, they can't fucking see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that, but I don't know.
If you're
I watch
wearing all
my-
solid color, they're gonna see all this distorted black and gray type shit, and then they're gonna see a black silhouette of you. But if you got it broke up, then they don't know what it is. They're
Yeah.
not that smart.
I watch my dad and Uncle Randy and Donald Hutchison and Don Thunderbird and Pidge and all those guys that I grew up hunting with at Bragg
Yeah.
literally kill more 8-pointers than deer we see a season wearing plaid and
Yeah.
blue jeans and Sperry's.
Well,
you know what I mean? It was just
Were
so,
their what were their tactics were a little different back then too, weren't
I don't
they?
think the deer was as smart either.
No,
I
well,
think
maybe.
deer have progressed on
I don't
as
know.
far
I'm gonna
as
tell
that
you what I
goes.
witnessed. I got one last week, but I'm gonna tell you all what I witnessed in the process because that shit was crazy, man. Like just about how these deer aren't phased by Bragg stuff at all.
No, it's
Oh,
everyday
shit.
life. Me and
Yeah.
you were talking
Dude,
about that.
so-
they know
Yeah.
no difference.
Should I tell about that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Just don't tell them the area.
No,
'cause
no,
I'll
no.
be there tomorrow.
We were out.
You are going, aren't you?
Fuck
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go tomorrow. Well,
You
Thursday.
ain't going to that spot tomorrow because that's my
I'm gonna
area,
go
and I'll be
Thursday.
there tomorrow.
We know you'll be late. So
Yeah.
he'll be there.
You'll
before
be fucking
you.
late.
I'll be
No,
late.
Here's the thing: we can both hunt that area where he was at and where I'm at, and he ain't gonna fuck me up, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck him up
Dude,
Yeah.
my brother
because
and
I am in there. You're
Yeah.
like way. So this is what happens when you invite people out to your area. Like, yeah, sure, come on, and then they see a big buck, and it's like they want to come back.
I should have took that shot. Damn.
You
it.
should have took
Oh, well.
that shot because it wasn't but like 45
that-
yards.
That's the
Yeah.
fun part about bow hunting with a buddy, especially on
Yeah.
this time of year and stuff like that. There's been a lot of times with my brother and myself or even Mike that used to. I don't know if Mike's even going to hunt anymore, but like Brandon and stuff. There's a lot of times we get on a friggin', edge of a swamp or something, 50, 75 yards apart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like hunting with people, man.
I do too. You can screw with one
it's
another,
fun.
man.
Yeah.
Me and BT used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
I shot a deer under him one evening because it was so close to him he couldn't shoot it. And I was like, well, I'll shoot. So,
I'm glad to know that I still have buck fever bad. It was, I love that feeling, man. Even though it kind of fucked me.
This lucky motherfucker,
dude.
too,
So
man. I can't believe this fucking story.
I get out at like 3. No, 4.
It was like 4. We went at the same time.
So good sign. I pull into the spot and immediately right there, full persimmon tree that's dropping persimmons on the ground.
Already?
Oh yeah. I picked up a handful, was munching on them, man, like as a snack. And there was deer tracks all over that persimmon tree, like all over it. And they were ripe and squishy. So I go in and I'm walking into the spot, and I'd seen a huge buck here last year, but same problem. I was out of range. But as I'm walking in, the typical tree stands there that's always been there. I've never seen anyone in it. But so I'm scouting. I'm like, well, I know for a fact that the deer are coming. I knew where they're coming from. So I was like, I need to get a little bit better in so that I can catch them on their path. So I'm sitting there, and this is what happened. This is what tripped me the fuck out. There's helicopters going in and out, loud as shit, right at the tree line, right?
Like target range.
Yeah.
Like
so, and he
witnessed
witnessed it too because he's on the other side. And so Buddy and I are sitting there bullshitting, and I'm telling him, about the persimmons. And about 6:40 out of my left peripheral, I see something move, and it's a fucking nice, huge buck, and he's got a spread on him, and he's just moving along, and I see him, and I'm like, shit, I had a shot, but there was a lot of foliage in the way first. And I was like, man, should I do it? Because he was within easily a shot, 20, 30 yards at first on my left. But there were so many branches hanging down and shit. I was on the top of a pine tree. I was all the way up at the bottom branches, so I was about 35 feet up. I was high.
Sometimes that height screws you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. But I'll tell you what happened. So, BT's on. Hey, Ben. But
what's up, Bennett?
so I get up in there, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to let him, because I knew where he was going to go, because he's going the same exact route as the other ones go. And he went in the bushes thick, and he was tending scrapes, all right? And he comes around, and I'm like, man, I go to draw, and I'm freaking shaking so bad. I'm like, stop, fucking chill. And I texted Buddy, I was like, monster buck, dude. And I was like, damn. So I'm trying to calm down, and I'm watching him, and he's just going along. And all of a sudden, he gets to this point straight ahead of me, and this is by then he's like 50, 60 yards. I thought it was further than that, but he's pretty far away. I mean, he was about this big in my sight. So I'm like, can I get him? Probably, but I'm not going to risk it. And I even told Buddy, I was like, man, should I take the shot? He's like,
I was like, do it.
He's like, do it, but he's like, you don't want to miss and spook him, so just wait and see.
Or worse.
Did I say that?
Or worse.
Injuring them.
Yeah.
And you can't find them. I was probably saying don't shoot him because I'm going there tomorrow to kill him.
But
he's chasing this buck.
So he's sitting there, and all of a sudden the Chinook flies in, dude, and all fucking hell breaks loose. Like, we're talking full on like firefight. Like,
no, that was a Apache.
That was a Chinook.
Was it a Chinook?
Yeah. And it was a 240 Bravo, man. It was just going. He's just sitting there, not oblivious, licking his branch.
They don't know any different.
Yeah.
They've grown up around it since they were fallen.
And the cool thing about that is during that chaos, because he did notice it, but he was starting to. So he turned and he was going to my 12 o'clock, and his behind was facing me. And I did the little trick. I dropped some acorns because that's what he was doing. He was eating, intending to scrape, and he stopped. And I dropped another one, and he kind of came back and looked, and he was looking around. I'm like, ooh. But then he was just sitting there, and like the fucking helicopters distracted me. And I was like, there's no way this isn't going to spook him. But sure enough, he went, and then he went off into the scrub. So I was like, shit, well, he's gone, but he'll be back. So I was waiting. And about 7:30, I thought it was 2 does, but now that I'm thinking about it, it might have been an antlerless buck because there was 2 that came in, and one of them looked real tiny. And I thought it was a fawn at first, but it wasn't. It was a doe. And the other one was just twice her size, but it had no antlers. I thought it was the buck at first because it was coming in the brush, and I couldn't really see it. Well, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to get something. I'm going to smack that doe. So I draw, and I'm waiting, and they come up to my left, and I thought initially it was about 60 yards, 65 yards, but it was about 50. But anyhow, so I went up, and I aimed and took the shot, nailed her, dude. Fucking, I heard the arrow hit, and you know that sound.
Oh yeah.
And they took off to my left, and dude, I went down with Buddy, and it was fucking, dude, the arrow went clean through, was covered in blood, and
she didn't go 30 yards.
right. And when I opened her up, man, right in the heart. Like I severed the top of her heart. So that was just.
What's old boy Ruck Daniels? Didn't go 20.
Yeah.
But you know, once I made that shot and I saw, I'm like, damn, dude, fucking.
You could have nailed that.
I could have nailed that buck.
It's because you were so high up. That's what it was.
That screws you up a little bit too, man.
Yeah.
I don't know who makes one. I'm sure about everybody does. Those rain compensation.
Yeah.
Like
range
height.
for the angle. Yeah.
You know,
Randy uses a and we had this discussion tonight, almost an argument, but not or a debate. He uses a golf rangefinder, and it gives you slope.
Yeah.
So he ranged a tree that was like 40 yards away, but then it said it was only 20 yards away. So I was like, you go ahead and aim 20 yards at a deer that's 40 yards away at your angle. I said, I don't know if I would trust that.
I just see, you know what I did, man? Because I was still.
I don't know if I would trust one for golf because I mean that's a totally different.
It's a totally different slope. You're not
slope and archer too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
I had this new bow, and I was talking to the guy that day. The one, what's his name?
I don't know.
The guy who tunes bows.
Oh, Gene.
Gene. I talked to Gene. I was talking to him on the way, and he's like.
Gene's firing it up, man. He's getting everybody now.
Hey, Gene, where's my fucking commission, bro? I was the first one. I'm the one that plugged it. Gene McMurray. Come on now.
You know, Buddy needs his 10%.
Hey, bird dog fee, baby.
But
what
Gene,
you laughing at? I just gave you a bird dog fee today, motherfucker.
But Gene.
That was a big job, though. That wasn't tuning the bow.
Gene was talking to me, and you know, after I shot that doe, because I knew my bow shot a little bit lower to the left, because remember we were fucking with it. So when I was aiming, I went to her head and I went into her quarter, her front leg, and then I went down and I was aiming right at the shoulder blade where the heart normally is. And dude, I'm telling you, like that shot was textbook. I've never
Why
made.
Why are you compensating? Why don't you have your bow set up to shoot right?
Well, because I just got it and I haven't really had a chance to get it tuned up.
You've had plenty of chances.
Hey, I got like a week ago.
Are you shooting?
I'm the same way though.
Yes.
I mean, they're going to fly like a field tip.
Grim Reaper. That bow is quick, man. And I'm shooting 70 pounds. I got 32-inch draw. So it's laser, man. Yeah.
Dude, you got a 32-inch draw.
I do. I finally went and got measured.
I shot his bow.
Fit you?
Yeah.
It would burn my ear.
Let me tell this story.
I bet your bow's fast.
He gets this bow. His bow. What happened? Something happened. His string came off his bow.
My other bow. It's only 29 and a half. It's too small for me. My diamond, which is for sale, by the way, with arrows. But talk about it later. I realized, I can nail. I'm spot on with that bow, but I noticed how different the draw is. And actually, I went to Godwin's and I got my draw measured.
It's probably more comfortable.
Oh, this one's a lot more comfortable, man. Yeah. I got the I got the kisser button or whatever. And
you're not overdrawing anymore either, which is holding more weight back and all that crap.
Right. So I love it, man.
So he gets back.
Yeah.
He goes and gets his string put back on, but he decides to go ahead and buy a bow, and he buys an elite or
it's an elite terrain. Yep.
Nice bow. He comes back and
heavy.
Yeah, they are.
He goes to show me how he puts his target up, right, and he shoots it and fucking misses the fucking target. We're talking about 20 yards.
I'm like,
wait a minute, it hit the target, but what happened?
Yeah.
So he does it again at like 15 yards. It hits the target, but it goes like left and right.
It's shooting through it.
It's bouncing off the motherfucker. So I'm like, you know what? It's because your field tips are not sharp. So I got those field tips that are smart, and I know my bow. I've shot it.
Did he not have field tips in the arrows?
No, there were field tips.
They were field tips, but they were the soft ones.
I shot the field tips that are like pointy, and I was like dead on. But the fucking bounced off. I don't know what kind of target this was. We had to turn the target.
What are y'all shooting?
I don't know. Did they make targets for broadheads?
Yeah.
That's what we were shooting the broadheads. We were shooting a broadhead target with field tips, and they were bouncing off the bench.
That shouldn't matter though.
It was. Trust me, babe. I'm gonna tell you right now.
I have it in the back of my truck. I'll let you
do
see
it.
Or no, I took it.
That's what I said. Just what you did. I'm like, fuck that. I got a field tip.
Yeah.
And I'm pulling 65 pounds. Not like it's gonna be like 90
I
pounds.
Shoot 58.
I wish I can't turn mine down. Maybe you could. I don't know.
I shoot a 60-pound bow maxed out, and I've always been told that a bow maxed out performs at its best or whatever. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't.
35 pounds will kill a deer. I want to pull at 45.
If I could get away with 40 or 45, I probably would shoot it just because
my bow won't go down that low, or else I would.
Jack when I see a deer.
Right.
Yeah, dude. Oh yeah.
Not only that, I don't want to be like sometimes. Hey, there's been times where I went to pull and I'm pulling 65. and holding 4. So I went, and you do that, and sometimes it makes that little bit of a creak sound. Mm-hmm. And I try to put WD-40 before the season so that smell will get out of there.
You don't need that on your bow, though.
Or I even put bow wax.
You don't need that either.
What the fuck do you do to keep it from creaking?
Get it tuned.
I got it tuned. I'm just saying, you got to do this. I got to do this. I got to pull, and then I got to go like that. And I don't have a what do you call a whisker biscuit? I've got the fucking little trap door, that little thing that comes up. A fall away.
Trap door.
I call it a trap door.
Terminology there.
Trap door. Fall away. But what happens to the fucking arrow when that thing's down? Sometimes it goes. It bounces on the
lock it when you're in the tree.
What do you mean?
You can lock it in place.
No, the arrow is sitting on the fucking rest. What do you call that?
Lock your rest up to where it's sitting in the rest. And you should have a piece of felt in the bottom.
It does have felt on the fall away, but it doesn't have felt on the bow.
Lock it. You can lock it in place.
Can you?
You know when you draw how it lifts it up?
Yeah.
You can lock it in place.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I mean, what the fuck? I've only been bow hunting for like 3 or 4 years. I didn't know that.
I told you the other day, we got to spend a day in the woods.
Yeah. Well, I'm learning a lot.
I'll bring my target and let you shoot at it.
I don't want to if shit's bouncing off of it.
I'm gonna tell you, like I was telling you earlier.
Them things are expensive.
I'm gonna tell you, you shoot a field tip into this, it's gonna bounce off.
It's fucking weird.
I shoot a big, heavy. I don't know, man. I'm a bad shot when it comes to a deer.
Yeah.
Like I can
overshoot, right?
Well, I do a little bit of everything. Yeah.
A little bit of buck fever just fucking hits them.
I'm terrible, man. Now, target-wise, you can act, like my brother and them, like we'll play $20 a knock. I'll shoot every knock you have off.
Damn.
Just how I've always been. Real life situation,
yeah.
I'm terrible.
Yeah. Man,
I am too, man.
I got to where I have no idea why, but I started shoulder shooting deer real bad. I shoulder shot a really big, probably, to be realistic, a 170 in Illinois.
Damn.
And we tracked, just long story short, never found a deer. They shot him with a black powder a few weeks later. So I went to a big, heavy arrow. I got rid of mechanicals. I'll never shoot a mechanical again.
Really?
So I shoot a full metal jacket with a 100 grain outsert and then a 100 grain QAD Exodus.
What's an outsert?
It's basically just gives it weight of center or forward weight. Just a little bit ahead of it. So I think my whole setup with outsert, arrow, broadhead, fletchings, wrap, and my lighted nock, I think I'm shooting like 530 to 540 grains.
You wrap your
total.
arrows?
Well, on the full metal jacket, they're
that's what I shoot.
Hybrid.
Yeah.
So they're aluminum with a carbon
wrap.
insert.
Yeah.
And I don't have any idea if this is true. Jared Zell, which is a kick-ass guy, he's big. Him and Joe Jones hunt together. He just moved away not too long ago, a couple weeks ago. He's a big hunter. He said, you'll have a better to where it adhere to the arrow if you wrap it because all the new glue, there's not aluminum arrows any longer.
Yeah, that glue.
So
man.
I put a wrap on it, but I don't think like feet per second I'm not shooting a whole hell of a lot. But dude, I'm telling you, when my arrow hits a target, the block 4x4s?
Yeah.
At 25 yards, I can tumble it.
Damn.
Yeah.
It'll knock it over on its side. It's crazy.
Well, if you're shoulder shooting them, why don't you just aim center mast? If you aim center mast on the deer,
I can't think. Like I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, I
get so jacked up. I don't know, man. It's
no.
Really,
you don't have to explain to anybody that hunts that's listening knows exactly what you're talking about.
It's really hard to explain. If I could sit here and remember from day one until now, however many deer I boogered up or shot over, shot under, shot and couldn't find. Most of the ones that I've killed, I've gotten really lucky and got a second shot.
Yeah.
But I've boogered up a bunch of them. But I am extremely, extremely good at putting a deer at 30 yards. Even if it's a really good mature deer.
Right.
If I get a deer on camera, 75% of the time that year I can get an opportunity at them.
It's
but
just
I
making it
will
happen.
screw it up.
Now we got
terribly.
We got a couple comments. So Cody, thanks for tuning in. Jody's on here. Bennett, we got 15 people on.
Jody, who? My Jody?
Your Jody, yeah.
What's up, baby?
She says happy birthday, old fart. Cody H says his ass. He's like, my ass got tore up by mosquitoes this weekend, despite having a thermocell and spraying down with off deep woods. What do y'all use to keep the bugs from biting? Thermocell, man. I mean,
Thermocell.
Depends where you're
have-
putting it, though. I put
Ranger.
mine below my stand so that the mist is coming up around. But I'll tell you what, I noticed when my shit died because then I started getting eaten up. But
Yeah, look,
I was
here's
out
the
there-
thing.
Yeah.
I use a thermocell, and I was out every day. I've been out every day that we've been allowed to go out.
Yeah.
I've got mosquito bites on my ankles. I've got them on my chest and my back.
That's
You're-
chiggers, dog.
No,
That's
they're
not mosquitoes.
Well, whatever. You're gonna get bit by bugs, but if I didn't have that thermocell, I mean, I'm talking about like 4 on my left ankle. Not chiggers is when you got like hundreds of them.
It doesn't. No, not necessarily.
No. You're gonna get bit. It's
Yeah,
just, it
you're
goes
gonna-
with the territory.
now,
There's nothing
It's
you can
that
do.
time of year. There's
Yeah.
literally like my pants. Everything's been sprayed with promethium.
yeah,
Ranger Ready is what I've been using, and I never turned my thermocell on last year.
really?
I wished I could
Really?
post this stuff, but it's called Ranger Ready Repellent, and it's I don't even know. How
I ain't using
What you
that
can
shit,
do
'cause that's
too,
like
this is-
deep. Ain't it like deep?
No, it's
Fucking give you cancer.
picker. How the hell you say that word?
I can't read it. Where?
Right there, where it says 20%.
Permethrin?
No, it's not
Picaridin. Picaridin.
Picaridin.
Picaridin.
But it has
Picaridin.
no smell to it, and it looks like water.
Huh.
Picaridin.
Pickering. Now,
Picaridin.
But it's
something you
called
can.
Ranger Ready, and I'm telling you, man, last year from
It's a nerve agent, man. I ain't putting that on my body. I'm
well,
sorry.
then get your ass ate up then.
No, I'm saying the thermocell works great for me. I
Yeah,
don't care. I don't
thermocell's-
mind. I
now,
don't mind a
okay.
few
Here's
bug
something
bites.
you can do.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
now-
Cody's complaining, not me.
Okay, Cody, get some Ranger Ready.
Get some Ranger Ready. What's that shit?
But
Look
get
at-
the zero. The
get some Picaridin.
It's the Picaridin. Here's the scent zero.
Here's something you can do. This is an old school trick that Army Rangers used to do, and you can eat
matches.
garlic pills. They
Matches.
won't. They won't
Then-
come out of your pores.
Yeah, but then you're freaking. You're
Eat
gonna
magic.
smell like deer and every damn going.
No, you won't. They don't make you smell. So what they do is you take them for about. Well, it's a little late now, but if you want to start now, you can go get the garlic supplements at Walmart, and just take those. And about a week later, it'll be coming out of your pores. The bugs will leave you alone. A lot of dudes use that to be
Garlic won't
Yeah.
even take that long. But if you really want to get old school, I don't know what
Getting the white
sulfur
cream in the military
will
used to give
do.
you.
Oh, God.
They used to eat match heads.
Yeah, you can eat match heads too.
Sulfur.
And
The
you'll
little
yeah.
MRE match heads. Yeah.
You'll smell it when you sweat.
Yeah.
It'll come out in your pores,
My
and that
dad,
will keep.
when he was in the military, they used to give him. It was like a bottle that big.
The bug repellent.
It was like a white cream.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
stuff I wouldn't. Yeah, that's
I
like,
think
That shit was like straight DEET.
that probably give you cancer.
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
it
Yeah.
does give you cancer. That's I don't
Yeah.
use. I'm if folks don't know, I'm real picky about things that I eat and things I put on my skin. If it's poisonous, like this whole 50-cent or 1-cent hamburger day coming up, you go ahead and buy that shit. I'm telling you right now, they're poisoning you. You know about that National Hamburger Day?
that was today.
That was
50
yesterday.
Was it
wasn't
yesterday or
Yeah,
today?
but I don't eat McDonald's and
No,
crap
I don't.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That-
yeah.
That's a last resort.
Like, yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
That's not even for
Oh.
me. I'll fucking go to the gas station and get cheese before I
Yeah,
go to
I'm kinda
McDonald's.
like that too. Like you were saying the other day, like you stopped at like 3 different places on the way
Yeah,
home from the beach.
yeah.
If my kids want like McNuggets, I'm like, all right, that's fine. Y'all can't. I'll eat a damn
I'll
sandwich
eat,
when I get
Yeah.
home.
My son went with his grandparents this last weekend, and they ate McDonald's. And he, because I don't. It's not that I don't let him eat that stuff. We don't eat that stuff in the house. It's never available, and even his drinks are all sugar free.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Oh, I got some chicken nuggets and these fries," and the freaking next day he was so sick.
I bet because
And
he's not used to
He
it.
ain't used to it. I was like, well, the French fries that you were going on about got 16 ingredients. Why French fries got 16 ingredients?
It's potato.
It's a potato. It should have
Exactly.
two.
Two.
Potato, salt,
And oil.
starch, and some
Yeah,
oil,
some
you know?
oil, yeah.
But even the oil, like, I don't,
Yeah,
I won't
it's-
even use canola,
And then-
vegetable, none of that.
They're gonna offer 50-cent hamburgers, but you can only get one. It's like, who the hell wants to buy one fucking?
I
Come
think-
on,
And
McDonald's.
And the
Quit.
damn patty's gonna be about that.
You're a
big.
billion-dollar corporation. You can
there's-
afford a fucking
I think
unlimited 50%
they're making us
hamburger.
They're
day.
trying to get people sick. If you went out and you bought a 50-cent hamburger, you about as
You're-
dumb as a motherfucker
yeah,
got vaccinated.
You're asking for
You're
it.
asking
Yeah,
for it.
So-
you really are.
We got Brian Ward says he swapped from Grim Reapers to Magnus fixed blades this year, and he says he hopes he doesn't. Now, I am an advocate for fucking mechanical broadheads. Every deer I've shot with a bow with mechanical broadheads has been a successful kill.
I'll tell you one thing.
But-
you ain't shot enough.
That's what I
look. I'm gonna tell you like
I'm
this.
not being that in an arrogant way whatsoever.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
Mechanicals are the devil.
It don't matter
I like 'em.
if it's fixed or mechanical. Motherfucking Native Americans were using, and Neanderthals, cavemen were
Obsidian
using fucking
stones.
rocks
Yeah.
shaped like arrows.
You're asking for failures. You're asking for the guy who made it. put
Even if
together,
it don't
whatever.
open and operate, it's still gonna puncture into that motherfucker.
Yeah, but it's not going to kill the animal ethically, and most of the time you're not going to find it.
That's what
Yeah.
mine did. If I can, where's the camera?
That's a perfect shot, though.
That's a fucking.
yeah. That's. Can I show this?
That's a perfect
Hey.
lucky fucking
Hey.
shot.
That's
Hey.
mechanical broadhead.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
it right there. Yeah,
A,
that's sliced them up.
mechanical
Yeah.
broadhead, if you shoot
like 'em.
perfect,
Yeah.
will do the job every single
Well,
time.
some people can shoot, unlike you, Jonathan.
Subpar shots.
Well, have you?
for the
You've had
most
them
part.
fail on you though, correct?
I have. I had one in Illinois not open. I think my brother had.
Randy
it
shot a
happen.
deer with the fucking mechanical broadhead target tip. And
Oh,
he
yeah.
was wondering why it
You
would.
know they give
he was like,
target-
yeah.
this fucking thing didn't even open. After he shot the deer, he's like, it didn't even
Yeah, they're
open.
not 4-packs.
It's a motherfucking. He was like, it was the target tip, but he
bet
still
that-
killed the deer
I
with
bet
it.
that
Of course, it was a little scrubby ass deer, but that's
Yeah.
what he shoots.
To me, and everybody, man, there's people that are diehard mechanical. There's people that are diehard fixed blade.
I like the ones I got.
I'm diehard fixed blade just for the fact that 7 out of 10 shots aren't going to be perfect.
Right.
True.
And they're going to blow through the shoulder and that scapula.
Yeah.
They're going to do damage. They're going to, you know what I mean? Most of the time, if you make a subpar shot, they're going to have the energy and the cutting power to kind of break through some of that stuff. Whereas this little thin .75 razor blade that's held on with a set screw that you can't see with a magnifying glass
yeah.
is going to shear off. Now, if you can get up there, which I've never met a hunter that can, and heart shoot a deer every time you go, then I mean that I cannot do it.
Yeah.
I don't know of anybody that can.
I'll show you how to do it one day. One day if you're lucky.
you gotta see one, buddy.
What do you? I saw one. I saw two actually.
He saw one because I sent him a picture.
No. I saw.
That was the second one.
You saw the deer in my spot, motherfucker, in my area. God damn. Give the motherfucker some credit. What do you call the ones I'm hunting with? They're broadheads then, right?
I like those ones you have. You got those.
They look
yeah.
like Native American ones. They're real
I don't know
small.
what you're hunting with.
I thought we brought it up last time whenever Josh was here.
What's the name of them?
I don't remember. Somebody had to fucking chime in and tell us what they were. They look like broadheads, but
Buddy
they're...
Ard told us.
Yeah.
He's
Buddy
actually-
Ard.
Buddy just commented. He
Yeah.
said he's never
Hey.
used mechanicals, but from
Hey,
hearing
buddy,
the horror
what am
stories-
I shooting with? I don't even know. I just got them on
Buddy,
sale.
What are those tips that you got Buddy on? The other Buddy. We
I
got
got 'em for
Buddy
like-
1 and Buddy 2.
They're like they were like $50 for like 3 or 4 of them. I
Yeah.
think they came with 3. And
Now-
and the box had a little LED light that you could hit it and it lit it up.
That's why Buddy bought it.
But I got 'em. I bought them because they were only $6. Because when it was going at Field and Stream
Field
was
and
going out
Stream.
of sale.
Oh man, that was a good.
And the
sale.
dude was like, the dude that worked there, the bow tech was like, man, I bought like 6 boxes. I've never used them, but
Man, I bought.
they look like they're going to do some damage.
I shoot the QAD Exodus swept. I think is what they are. Some states you can't use a swept.
Hurricanes.
Or
Hurricanes.
That's
whatever
what
the
Buddy had, yeah.
damn thing is or whatever. Anyhow, I bought 3 or 4 boxes of those. I was walking around, and I walked over and they had I don't know even know if it works. It gives me a peace of mind, and for some reason I think it works.
Yeah.
The scent crusher bags, the ozone stuff.
Yeah,
Oh.
I got one.
Yeah, you got the ozone machine.
Yeah, I walked over there, and the short dude, I don't even know what his name is, that works in the archery department there at the time. I was like, man, what are these bags? They're not priced. And he was like, oh, let me scan them for you. Me and my buddy were standing there, and he walked over there and scanned them. They were $27. I was like,
Buy them all.
I got me one,
Give 'em
my wife
all.
one. I got a backup one. My buddy Jason's got
Nice.
one. Yeah, so we got a whole. I want a closet though, because I don't know, man.
I don't think
like washing my clothes.
I don't think you need to do all that,
I don't
bro.
like washing my deer clothes.
Get what I got. Get the fucking ionizer. It's not even ozone. Ozone destroys your shit, by the way.
Well,
Ozone's
if it-
that
if it's-
old
If
shit.
it's elastic, it does.
That's that old shit.
But
What I
not-
got is that new. It sends. You put it on the tree above your head, and it shoots out positive and negative. And I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm just
Energy.
reading whatever it is. But it fucking attaches to like your human scent, and it fucking destroys it. It
That's
kills
what
it.
ozone does.
No, ozone. I don't know why ozone's different than what I got. I don't use the ozone. Ozone's bad for you. It's bad for your health. It's bad. It destroys your shit. I got the new shit. This is like, what's it called? I don't even remember. Wild Game
Wild
Pure
Game
Ion.
Innovations.
It's pure ion.
Yeah.
Ionizer.
pure ion.
You know what? I got this.
A deer can't fucking smell it.
Well, we can just look back at your picture
Yeah.
because you had it in your bag, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
What-
yeah.
what
the
I
only
was-
thing I don't like about it's a little bulky. That's the only thing I didn't like.
Well,
But
that's the Ozonics is the same way. The Ozonics, that thing's.
yeah, that's
Josh
a pain
and I
in the
use them,
ass.
dude. And I literally don't use mine because it's such a like.
This one's a
By the
little
time-
smaller.
By the time you get up there and you put your quiver on something, you hang all your other bull crap,
Yeah.
you hang your bow up, you screw your bow holder in, you're like, shit, now I gotta screw this in. So like you start thinking about it, you're like, well, if you want to be in a tree like November wise when it's dark early, and you're like, well, man, I want to really be in and settled down by 2:00. Well, hell, 12:00 you gotta start making your way to the
Well,
damn
with this
tree.
one,
Yeah.
if you want, you can literally just hang it off the side of your fucking climber, or it just straps around the tree.
I just feel like it should be above you.
It should be. It
Yeah.
should be above your head. That's where I keep it. I put it above my head. But if you don't feel like doing all that work, if you just hang it off the side of your fucking climber, it's going
when
to
you
go
see
with the
a
air
deer.
current.
Well, yeah, that's true. But most of the time when you get lazy is when you see the deer you've been
Yeah.
hunting.
Well, I thought that Sunday because I didn't want to go. And I found a pretty good spot. And I was like, I didn't want to go. It was raining. I went home. I was so close to my house. I was like, every time I don't want to be there, I kill a deer. I didn't kill a deer Sunday. it didn't work this time. But
You haven't got one this year yet, right?
I ain't killed one.
Not yet.
No.
There's
I ain't let one walk either. I had a doe. We were talking about it earlier. She didn't give me a shot. She went behind me, and when I was walking in, when I was setting up, there was a fucking yellow Mylar balloon wrapped around. You know, people let them go, so you find them on Bragg, and it was hooked to like a small little scrubby pine tree. And I was like, I'll pick it up on the way out. That was kind of a mistake because it was about 20 yards to my left, and the deer was behind me, and the wind was blowing this way, and all the milkweed was going that way. So she didn't smell me. And I'm sitting there, I didn't move, and I'm looking over my shoulder, and she fucking stopped. And she looked, and then she jumped back. And then
At the balloon?
I thought she smelled me or she seen me, but I'm fucking up. The wind's going this way. There's no way she smelled me. There's no way she saw me because I didn't move. I thought maybe my elbow or something that, they got this weird vision they can see.
Yeah.
And she stopped, and she kind of jumped back, but then she didn't run. She just walked. So if she would have...
It's just the sense.
I think that that Mylar balloon, because they can see yellow.
Yeah.
She probably
Yeah.
stopped and was like, what the fuck is that? And she jumped
I think
back.
Blue's another color.
Yeah, yellow and blue.
Yeah.
And they can
Shades
see
yellow and blue.
ultraviolet,
Yep.
which is like a blue color. So if you wash your clothes in like Tide,
Yeah.
even if it's scent free, which I don't even think they make, but
They do.
do they? They still use the ultraviolet to make your clothes look.
Yeah, that's why
Nice.
if you have merino wool, people say use Tide Simply. Don't use that because it does have UV.
It's
in
got
it.
UV.
Get Granger.
Yeah.
And it's made for 100% merino wool, like you and I were talking
Yeah,
about earlier. 'Cause
yeah.
everything I got now is friggin' wool or some type of hybrid wool.
Yeah.
Because I'm so damn cold natured. Like I had a jacket on this morning when I left the house.
Yes, I had a hoodie on. What are you
Man,
talking
I'm
about?
cold natured.
I got the top of my Jeep up, but I fucking with a hoodie.
Yeah, I'm very, very cold
So am I.
natured, man.
So we got Joshua Fucks. He
Fucks.
says he slapped some Magnus Stinger Killer bees on this year. They look deadly and they fly great and don't whistle. Now Ray was a dude. He got a deer this weekend. Congrats, Ray. Shout out to Ray. Cool guy.
Congratulations.
Met
I
him
hate
in
your
the skin
guts.
shed. He listens to our podcast. He's on right now, but he says he shoots OCD blood therapy broadheads. I
I've
like
never heard of that.
broadheads are good too, man.
I mean, I look at it like this: if it's pointy,
All broadheads are.
if it's
are
if it's
broadheads. They're
a
just-
sharp object and you throw it at 400 feet a second at something, it's gonna kill it. Some may kill a little better, but ultimately,
Yeah.
I don't really give a
They're
fuck.
all broadheads. Just they're broken
Yeah.
down in categories of fixed blade, which is they don't move.
the
and-
triangular ones.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and mechanical, which is what y'all shoot because y'all.
I don't shoot a mechanical.
Okay, you don't.
Mine look like Native American broadhead. They're not fucking
They're small.
broadheads. They're small. They're like that big.
That to me that sounds like tooth of the arrow.
No, but
They all-
they're
do they
curved. So when it hits, it's going to become a drill bit
That's
and
bevel.
spin. It's beveled. Yeah,
Bevel,
yeah.
single bevel more than likely.
Yeah.
'cause it actually,
And they're sharp.
Yeah.
And they're sharp.
BT says he's going 125 grain 4-blade killer bees. So those killer bees must be good. But
Bennett has to shoot a cut on contact. 'Cause I don't think he shoots but about 40 pounds, 45 pounds.
His little ass probably can't pull back.
He's,
much
al-
more.
he's always, man. We used to, y'all are laughing about it, but I remember he was having an issue with penetration with getting far as his weight went on his bows.
We were having that problem last
Oh,
weekend, sweetie.
God,
Oh, wow. About to go make another drink.
Yeah.
But, Teddy used to have him buy 125 grain muzzies and take one blade out because the 4 blades used to have to basically do an X, slide them in the ferrule, and then put the tip on.
Yep.
So he, for the longest time, he shot a 2-blade muzzy, and he would use a glue-on instead of an outsert or insert to make it where it was a true 100 grain. And that's what he shot for the longest time. And then I think he shot Magnus for a little bit. And then he went to those Killer Bees, which he's evidently they're working well because he's killing some really good dudes.
I don't care what he's shooting with. I want to know how he's finding them. That's the fucking trick.
That's something. I mean, you figure Bennett was hunting with my dad when I was a kid, and I'll be 40 in December, so he literally.
Yeah, but I know guys that have been hunting for 30, 40 years, and all they do is walk their ass out to the woods and sit still. They don't put and then, so they kill a doe.
Yeah, they don't.
They're the guy with the. They're the guy that. They're the
totally different. That's two.
They're the bountiful harvest guy. They're the guy that's like with the cross eyes, and he's like, I want to thank Jesus.
The
Lord bless me.
They also don't like their wife either.
Yeah.
So they want to get the hell out, and they're like, "No, baby, I ain't killed one yet." So there's a lot of people that think that, oh, I'm just in the woods. I met a gentleman.
Just being in the woods,
this past week.
Fuck you.
Like, I don't know how he's ever going to see a deer because he parked his truck 30 yards from an F-250 and didn't see me. Like, I come walking out, and I was like, I didn't park there because it was a white truck as well. And then he come running up the hill. He's like, "Man, I didn't see your truck." And I was like, "You're cool, man, no problem."
He's right there.
It's 30 yards away.
How do y'all think about my buddy Danny Eastep? This guy, he retired. He's at Campbell. He went back to Campbell for the hunting. He lives there, but this guy,
don't blame him.
This guy is a beast at hunting, dude. Danny is the man. But if he's listening, shout out. But he shoots 500 grains arrows
total.
Yeah,
total. That's the whole arrow.
65 pounds at 500 grains.
I shoot 540s.
540. I'm shooting right now. I think I'm shooting about 4 because my arrows are 250. And then the mechanicals are 100.
250 is your spine strength.
Oh, okay.
Not your. What you have to look at is your grains per inch. What kind of arrows are you shooting?
Carnivores.
Okay.
I don't have to cut my arrows, which is awesome.
They're probably like 9.5 grains per inch.
Oh, okay.
So if you have a
32-inch
arrow, so you have 320 grains there. So you, with an insert, knock, fletch, and all that, you'd probably be lucky if you're shooting 420.
Okay.
Which is right in the middle.
That's about what I think. Gene did all that for me, but
yeah,
you saw how we were handling the fucking little bartering business we were doing outside. I was just like, tell me how much. Like, you could have totally ripped me off.
Yeah, I'll sit there thinking to myself, like, damn, he's telling me what I owe him.
He was like, we were all done and settled, and I was like, okay, now what about this over here that I owe you money for? He was like, no, we already paid for that. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he's trying to pay me twice.
I was going to give him pay him twice.
Order that soup and we're square. And he's like, okay. Well.
I don't do that, man. I understand.
Chris Irwin says some guys are just deer magnets, and that's a fact. That is
some are.
Well, it really is like, I'm gonna say, but knowing where to go. Like, there's so many spots that I walk into, and I'm like, oh, this looks great. But I'm just now kind of learning white oak, red oak. White oaks are going to drop first. They're not dropping yet. Finding a fucking acorn tree right now is good, but it ain't going to do, I haven't found one dropping yet. I find them on the ground, but they're green and they have caps. You know what I mean? So I'm just now learning.
Like I told you,
but they still eat them.
Sometimes they will still have caps on them, even if they're matured and they want to eat. But yeah, it's white, black, red, kind of how that progression goes and stuff like that. So, but right now, man, I mean, I'm not like the other day when I told you, you're like, what the fuck's an edge?
Yeah. So I know what a field edge is, obviously, but how does that? I asked him yesterday.
Yesterday we were talking.
Explain to me and everybody else here, because a lot of us do look at the red moon phase, and the red moon phase will be like the red moon is at this time field edge, or it'll be bedding area or transition. Explain what you can look for on Fort Bragg for a field, and not just a food plot, because that's what I'm thinking.
Now, a field edge is exactly what it says. It's a field edge.
But edge of an opening.
But
any opening?
But an edge is, to me, field edge and edge are
edge.
They're two
Explain
totally
edge
things.
Then, because you said we get off the ridges and find an edge.
Get an edge.
What'd you mean?
Exactly what it says. Habitat transitions. To me, an edge is a transition place Whereas, just like we were talking yesterday, you have a reed bed, an old fire break that's cut in back when the guys used to do, maintain the ones that were actually on the reed beds.
Yeah.
So it goes reed beds here and immediately a pine stand. That's what them deer, they're going to use those as travel corridors and transition areas and stuff.
Where are you setting up on that?
It depends on where the sign's at. Most of the time, it's when it gets time for the deer to really start in that seeking phase, when they're hitting basically the end of October, when they're hitting scrapes hard, they're winding, bedding areas and stuff like that. That's when I'm hunting those areas and stuff like that. In the mornings now, I'll hunt a little bit higher because them deer, they'll run to me, they run the middle of the ridge, versus in the evening they're down further on.
Right.
Okay. But an edge doesn't have to be. I mean, it could be like we were talking. It could be a field edge that's growed up with Lespedeza, and then it transitions straight into wiregrass and loblolly pines.
Yeah,
that's an area where they can travel, but they can also, when they see you, say, and
Yeah.
dip off.
Yeah. Okay.
It can be any type of
Because
transition.
sometimes you can look in some areas in Fort Bragg and it looks like a big open field, but you get up close to it, it's those fucking scrub oaks that are about 5-6 feet
That's
tall.
good stuff.
Yeah, I know. For rifle, Randy likes to hunt it with his horizontal bow, but
I hunt it with it. I bow hunt it as well, especially when it gets cold. Because I don't know how everybody goes through Bragg. My way I break down Bragg is in the warm season, like now, up until it gets cool to where the deer need food and they need sunlight to maintain body temperature. So we'll say from now until it gets cold, what they consider cold, I hunt north sides of ridges. Shady areas, they're cooler, they're more airy. The deer just tend to be there. I mean, it's just like us searching out a shade tree.
damn, that's another fucking thing I got to learn.
As soon as it gets cold, it's flip-flop. It's south because there's sunny sides and stuff like that. I tend to think that the deer will go to what I call blackjacks, what people call blackjacks, on those south ridges, because that's the only available cover with the exception of a swamp, because the leaves are done. That high stencil count stuff's lost all its leaves and blooms and blossoms and everything else. So I think the deer transition out of that laying anywhere they want in grass, those cool areas, into, scrub oaks that are 3-4 foot tall, because hell, they can stand up too, and
and they might feel kind of invisible too, because they're below it.
The thermal's in there, and then there's been a lot of times I've been sitting on those things, and what I look for is like a little swell in the land, or even there's a patch of blackjacks. Everything's 4 foot tall, and the next thing you know, there's a line on that ridge that's 8 to 10 foot tall trees.
I was in an edge last week when I got that deer. I was on what I.
Well, that's what I was
trying.
trying to figure out, because it is a ridge, and then at the top of the ridge, or halfway up the ridge, it's like an opening.
Yeah.
And then it goes, and they're walking around because there's an old scrape and a licking
tree
brand.
line.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
It's a transition
So he was on
area.
the other side of this open field, right? And where I normally
so you were just
hunt,
out of range of where they wanted to be.
Yes.
if he would have been where I'm at now, he would have been within 30 yards.
Here's
You
another
gotta hunt
point.
where they are. Not where you
Here's
think
here's
they are.
another point for everybody. I told Buddy this too.
I get in there with him.
I told Buddy this. When I first got out there, and I was looking at a tree to put in, don't ever, if you get that, go with your instinct. Because I was out there, and if I would have put up in the first tree, I would have been right in the pathway.
Yep.
And I was like, nah, that's too close. And I went for the other. Now, I still had a good tree, because I had a nice big oak tree or pine tree that I could get real high up in. But had I picked the first tree, I could have got all those deer if I wanted to. But
I look at it like this.
Overthinking sometimes screws you.
There's a guy out there that's got a lock-on stand. It stays out there, and he does hunt it. And we ran into him last year, because when everybody's waiting, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're waiting until it's time. You're on the hardball. I'm not going to say which road, but you're on the hardball road, waiting for fucking hour and a half before sunup so you can go in. I walk down the line. Hey, where are you going? Because you're going there. Okay. There's 3 or 4 different areas out there, and this guy told me, and I was like, Are you the guy with the stand? And he was like, yeah. He's like, if you're going there, I'll go somewhere else. I was like, no, because I think Randy was going to go to that area. So we work it out, but he does hunt it. But that is the tree, that area where I sit. If you were to, I'm probably about 30 yards to the right of where
I know,
he's at. Because he's in the perfect spot.
Yeah.
He's already done the work for
You've
you.
already told too much. People know where you're at.
No, they don't know.
No.
They don't know where
I
I'm
can
at.
text you where you are.
But, you know, once...
I can text you where you are.
You don't know where I'm at. You can't text me.
Why not? I'll text
Because my
Brendan.
phone is the
I'll
camera.
text Brendan and y'all be honest with me.
So,
No,
we got
write
a
it-
question here.
Write it down.
This keeps coming up, and I want to see, Jonathan, you know what we're talking about, because I think you weren't here last time. But there's where was it at? Hardwood trees with the little red berries, and I've seen them. They're up high, but
Those are like holly trees,
they're not
aren't they?
hollies though. Any idea what
American
those
hollies?
are, Jonathan? They're little red berries. They're
Dogwoods?
they might be dogwoods, but I'm not
Like,
sure.
yeah, but they're not berries. They're red, but if you squish them, they're like yellow inside. They're starchy. They're not like a berry.
That sounds like a dogwood.
It's like a dogwood. Yeah.
Those are the deer will eat those if they can.
Do
get
they?
to them.
Absolutely.
If they can get to
Yeah,
them,
they
yeah.
get to them.
Yeah, they're
You know, that's like a...
Did you text him? I'm waiting
Yeah.
for it to come through.
One
Check
of
your
the
phone.
a lot of people, man, I'm telling you right now, some people don't realize it, but
nope.
I'm pretty close.
You got it right, Jonathan.
I know you
You got it right.
Um,
No, but that's my next little fucking venture right there. I'm gonna tell you
Yeah.
because you thought it was there. That means you go there. I'm go. But I've had my eye on that area since last season. But no, I'll tell you where it's at.
one of the like I guess a delicacy to deer is what's the kissing stuff during the
Mistletoe.
holidays?
Mistletoe.
Yes.
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
I
They
I
love
don't-
it, man.
Does
Because-
that grow out there?
Yeah, yeah. You
I
can
don't
see it
know
in
that.
gum trees and
You can
stuff
see
like
mistletoe
that.
when the leaves fall. It's usually in oaks.
I found a white oak that has got to be 1,000 years old. This thing looks like something out of that. It looks like that motherfucker right there. It's a
big
big oak, and the acorns on this thing are like
And it's a
plums.
white oak.
It's a white oak. I'm pretty sure. It looks like an old what do they call the live oaks.
That's more than likely a red oak then.
I don't think so. I looked at the leaves. I could be wrong, but it's a
Yeah.
big one. And in between that tree, and they're not dropping yet, but they are some big acorns. There's that fucking, what did I post on the page? You said it was, everybody said it was a black gum, those little blackberries that are on the black gum tree.
Yeah.
They're all over the ground, and there's trails and everything. So I think in between that black gum and that acorn tree, when it starts dropping, is going to be
I don't know. Now,
tits.
Of course, deer on Bragg eat a little bit crazier stuff than what most deer do. But will a deer eat the berries off of those
I don't
black
know.
gums?
Someone said they did.
I know that they're used a lot in food. You know, in our food.
Randy
You know,
ate one.
desserts
Randy
and-
said it was good.
Yeah,
Well, they're supposed to be, and they're pretty similar to what I sent you. It was either chokeberry or black gum, depending on where you're at.
Yeah.
Chokeberry is more of that kind of swampy, low-lying areas and stuff like that, where the black gum is just a little bit further up the ridge and that kind of like that. I wouldn't really go with like a Tampega soil, but more like a sandy loam or
What the
something
fuck
like
you
that.
talking about, bro?
It's
You
what
gotta be
I
more
do for a
specific.
living, man. Middle
What
of
are
the
you
ridge.
talking about?
Middle of the ridge. How about that?
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
You got the high ground here and the low ground here. It's gonna be.
There's
right
always
in
a
the middle.
fucking white guy that knows everything.
It's gonna be right there in the
This is a
middle.
beginner's tip, but always, if it's dark and you go in the woods, always try to be aware of where the sun's going to be once that sun comes up. Because there's been so many times where I've got my ass up in the perfect tree, and as soon as the fucking sun comes, it's like, ah, shit.
Your cell cameras as well. Never
Yeah.
point a cell camera east or west.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
I always. I've learned from years of doing just that. I go in the afternoon. I'm like, oh, this would be a great, and I jump them so I know they're there.
Yeah.
And I get in there the next morning, and the sun comes up right in my face, and I'm like, God damn it.
Do y'all hunt that way every now and again? Jump a buck out of his bed and then go sit back in his bed.
I will.
Do you?
I have.
I will.
Yeah, I've never had any success. I shouldn't say I've really tried it to be successful. I have tried it, but my mind is okay. I just boogered this deer, and he's got 100,000 acres. Go bed down.
Here's the thing, though. Also, this is the way I look at it. In early season, like right now, there are people hunting, but I don't think there's enough people hunting out there to get the deer pressure. There's not a lot. I think I counted like last Wednesday or something. I only counted like 20 something people. Now maybe
13 of them are in Croatan.
yeah.
The rest are in
in
NTL.
K.
My
NTAs.
gosh.
I won't even fucking say, oh, I'm not going to say the spot. K is like, it's either going to work out good or bad because
See, it could get them on their feet.
it may get them on their feet. All that
Yeah.
pressure, especially everybody that's hunting in K, is all kind of hunting in the same area.
There's been
Minus
deer-
a couple of people know the right area to go to. They're not, everybody's kind of clumped up, so it may be beneficial. But That's a small area. When there's 11 people signed in, y'all can have it. It's on you.
You know,
Dude,
I got one spot in there that y'all ain't hunting.
Me, David Long, Bennett Hutch, Greg Bishop, and one other guy, like, periodically hunted K. Now, Bennett's been, that's everybody knows that, so I'm not giving anything away.
You're not giving nothing away. Everybody knows that.
But he's been pretty religious on it. But we used to hunt because it was so damn convenient.
Yeah,
And
that's why I started hunting it.
But what I mean by convenient was that was when you were still signing in and out.
Yeah,
on
you had
paper.
to right. You had
know
to go.
what I mean?
You had to go sign in and
I
out
didn't
on
have to
paper.
rush.
Nope.
It was so nice. I hunted right there at Pike Field a lot, and I would get out of the stand. I mean, just kind of mosey your ass over there. You know what I mean? Sign out. Everybody was back at the shed, so you kind of stood around and see what was coming in. I miss those days. I can't tell you the last time I've been to headquarters.
Yeah, there's sometimes when I got plenty of time and I'm leaving, I'm like, because I'm going down Long Street and I can make
Just
a left
pull
on
in.
Gruber. I think I'm going to stop by there.
Yep.
I only stop by there like 1 out of the 10 times, and when I do, there's nobody there.
The damn phone has taken the camaraderie out of deer hunting.
Facebook.
Yeah, and Facebook.
That's
as well.
that to me.
And it's added keyboard
So I
warriors.
didn't hunt.
Yeah.
I didn't hunt Fort Bragg when I was a kid, but I had neighbors that hunted the Turners. His dad was in special forces, so they didn't really ever travel, and they hunted Fort Bragg. And these kids would come to school in like orange coveralls because they would literally get done hunting, get dropped off at school, maybe sign in a little late if they killed something. And they'd always try to get me to go with them. And I wasn't interested. Cold.
We got checked out to go deer hunting. We
Yeah.
came in late to go deer hunting.
Right.
Yeah.
So I understand.
Opening
They
days.
would tell me stories
go.
about sleeping. They would go there on fucking Friday night and
Sleep in line.
sleep in line.
Mom, Dad, and used to make Chris and I and Jason.
Right.
We were growing up. We slept in line because they all went to McKellar's and
Right.
got drunk.
Yeah, they drink.
Yeah.
So that camaraderie is gone now because of technology. So it only exists, and to me, that's what the Fort Bragg Hunt Club Facebook page does.
Yeah, it brings a little bit of that
I met
back.
Buddy Ard. I
But
met
you
Buddy
also
Ard
got
last week for the first
assholes.
time in like 6 years that I've been or 7 years that I've been knowing and talking to him.
Yeah, I miss those days, man. I remember as a kid, Joe and all those guys. They used to come out 90 minutes before sunrise.
Right.
That's when the sheets went out.
Yep.
And it was the fucking Daytona 500 out of McKellar's.
Right.
Yeah, I've heard about
Because
that. Yeah.
You used to be able to go right. To get out on McKellar's Road, you used to be able to go right to get to Latham.
Yeah.
Before 9/11,
Yeah,
they
you
closed
got-
it down
yeah,
because you
yeah.
got Lamont ACP and all that stuff.
You got the fucking cool guy compound over there
Lamont
too.
the ACP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And then I remember a little bit later, it got to where when everybody signed back in, they would immediately put the sheets out. So like we'd work and stuff like that on Friday, man. You know how many like memories I have of like myself and my buddy Jeff Yance, or me and my brother and Mike and Brandon loading up my friggin' Tahoe or his truck, at midnight and be like, all right, fuck it, let's go. We'd ride out there to go, and we'd pick an area and to sign in. We didn't know what the hell we were doing.
Yeah.
We're just going deer hunting. And technology's taking a lot of that crap away, man.
Yeah.
You can be like, yeah, I'm going to go deer hunting, like you and I were talking the other day.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, what area are you in? I'm like, well, I'm here right now, but boom, I'm, in 10 seconds, I'm in another area.
Yeah.
Where you don't go back any longer to see everybody.
Right,
and
yeah,
stuff
because I
like
was
that.
leaving an area and I passed by and you were like, well, come on over here. And I was like already
You
in
already
fucking.
got to where you were
I
going.
was, yeah. But
yeah, I think that was the Sunday after opening day, wasn't it?
yeah.
'Cause
He saw deer. He was up there. But I must have walked around. I was looking for acorns and I was hunting acorns that day. And I was like, all these oak trees that I know, they're not dropping. They're not even developing acorns this year. So I ended up hunting. I didn't see shit. He fucking goes out one day. He was like, oh, yeah, 2 does and a little 6-pointer. I'm like, kill that motherfucker.
I can't do it. That little son of a gun, he was.
I
he
just
was
need to get on the
probably-
board first to fuck Randy. I got to get
he
one before
was-
Randy.
He was probably like that big.
Smoke.
Perfect little 6. He had,
I
little
wouldn't have killed
G2s
him.
and his
Yeah.
thing.
I don't-
And like I text you, dude, I really don't know if he weighed 75 pounds.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
The big doe with the fawn was bigger than him. But what was cool is he walked right up underneath me. The doe kind of kept boogering him off, like, thinking he was going to mess with her. He was still in velvet and stuff like that. But he got right underneath me, and there was where that little draw came down. There's like a low line area, and it was just matted with grapes. And I was like, dude, there's no way he can get in there.
I can't find grapes.
And-
I can't find
Dude,
them.
he was in crap that you and I would have to take a bush hog to get through.
Yeah.
He just barely made a sound, and I looked down. and he's like standing on his back legs, and all I can see is his big ass white teeth. And he's like, sitting there, he's 20 feet under me, standing right underneath me, sitting there eating. It was pretty cool to watch him.
Like you guys brought up, if it looks like a place where no one can go, that's where the deer are going to go.
Randy likes to do
Randy's
that.
on. He says, "I'm here." Hey, Randy, welcome.
Randy will literally go to like there is a good if we could hunt this area with a rifle, I would be there all the time. Because you'll see that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to be in a fucking tree and see a damn 120, 140 buck and I can't shoot him with a bow, but with a rifle I can get him.
I like that part of it, man.
Randy. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yes.
What did Randy have to say?
Randy says you will not get on the board first. Buddy, because I'm already on the board.
Brendan's already on the board, but I'm going to kill a deer tomorrow. It's my birthday tomorrow.
Isn't Randy a school teacher, you told me?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has no time to hunt right now.
He's a school teacher and he sells cars. So if you need to buy a car, go to CarMax and he's...
How the hell has he got time to hunt?
I don't know. I don't even know why he works 2 fucking jobs. The boy likes money.
Hey, I don't blame
His
him.
401k is pretty fat.
Yeah.
I tell you that. He's telling me this shit. We're having this normal conversation, not even talking shit, which is unusual for a conversation between us. And I was like, you white motherfuckers, like, learn some shit. Like, no one ever told me about a 401k.
I don't even seem like the person to have a 401k.
I don't have one.
Yeah.
In my fucking, where I come from, credit means get it. You know what I mean? Like, we hit scores. So I got like a criminal element fucking family. So we work, we make a bunch of money, and then we go live the fucking life of fucking Riley, and then we go back to work, and it's a constant fucking
That's ebb and flow, man.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I like to know that.
Thank God I joined the fucking military. It's the one thing I got right.
I like to know that one day I can just be like,
yeah, I wish I could probably start with, what do you need, 20 years in a 401k? 30's better, but
no idea.
You don't have one? You don't have a 401k? Or I don't know.
In a sense.
Yeah, like a Roth IRA,
Yeah,
I don't
we're not
know.
Getting in
Yeah.
I don't like that.
So
Yeah.
imagine
There's money there for
imagine
later.
you work a full-time job and you're a federal school teacher. They make pretty good coin. And then you work another full-time job and most of that money goes into a 401k.
So he's
You're stacking money.
He's a GS position school teacher?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then
Get a loan,
and he's,
Randy.
what are you doing, about 14 cars a month? Average?
That's good commission.
They don't get
It's had
commission.
to have
Do they
slowed
get
down.
commission?
Yes, that's how they get paid.
No, but CarMax is different, though. They don't haggle.
Well,
I wouldn't go there then.
ask Randy.
no
He's here.
No. When you go to CarMax, whatever the price of the car is, you're paying that. The salesperson can't. There's none of that.
fun.
There's none of that. Like, let me go back and let me go talk to my boss and get it down. I know it's like dude, it says 16,000. You're paying 16,000.
That's no
Like,
fun at all.
so it's actually good though.
No, that's the whole.
CarMax
If
actually.
you don't spend all day at a car dealership, you didn't really
Fuck
get
that
your,
shit.
You didn't get your money's worth.
Carvana, and I had to cheat on Randy. I had to buy a fucking car from Carvana because I needed a car right away.
They don't have a storefront. They're probably cheaper.
No, Carvana was just like, boom, no money down. Drive to fucking Raleigh, put your little coin in the big
Pick it up.
machine and pick it up. I got that Jeep.
Got a vending machine Jeep.
No money down. I got shitty interest rate. He probably could have beat the interest rate, but yeah, Carvana's the way to go, bro. I'm telling you right now. Because
I still can't believe you sold your Ford for a damn Jeep.
well, I'm not.
I wish I'd have
I'm
bought that
moving.
truck. Well,
you should have
yeah.
bought my. That truck was immaculate.
I want a 2019 to 21.
I had a
F-150.
20. I had a 2019. Yeah.
I want what you have. I want white with brown interior.
Yeah, that
And,
Lariat package. I'm
I
telling
don't
you
even want a
what.
Lariat. I just want. I'm so tired of driving a 250 every day.
Yeah,
and
what do you
driving
need it
to
for?
Bragg. Well, I have
You
to.
pull
have
equipment,
I pull
though.
equipment every day.
Yeah.
My track loaders and tractors,
Yeah.
and which my maintenance side's on. The Dodge.
I had an
and all that crap,
F250, and of course mine was I had a 05 or 06, and
but-
it was my
6.0. That thing's a piece of shit.
no, it was a gasser.
Oh yeah, that's even
It had the
bigger.
V10.
V10, yeah.
But I didn't like driving it. It was just too big, you know.
I like driving mine until I get to Fort Bragg, and I put it through stuff it really shouldn't. Like I went yesterday, and I was like, dude, I got this thumping noise under my feet. What the hell's going on?
It's it's one of the roads that's just the grading is fucking terrible. What's that main road?
Don't even mention it. Don't mention it. It's a fucking improved
dude
road. It's rocky. It's like what, Latham Road? Is that what it's called? That runs through MN.
It's Rayford Vass.
McKellar's.
Rayford Vass is one of them. But just all sorry.
They're all terrible.
They're all horrible. I don't know.
But you got to drive down Long Street.
Yeah.
Or Long Street when you go to R. Yeah, so Rayford Vass. Yeah.
My God.
And it's
God.
rutted. But in a fucking Jeep, you got a lift on your Jeep.
Dude, I was
And I think you
cussing.
got fucking springs too, don't you?
You
have
got to
fucking-
drive it.
So
mine
you're
right
like
now,
real
'cause
bouncy.
The body mounts on my 250 have deteriorated.
Oh shit!
And
Yeah.
the guy was like, "That thumping's your cab," and I was like, "Dude, that's my suspension." He's like, "Nah, crawl underneath here," and he literally grabs my damn step rail and lifts my cab off the frame.
Wow.
And I'm like, "Why don't y'all fix that?"
Get a Jeep, bro.
And, no, there's
I was.
no
I'm
possible way
gonna tell you right now. I said the same
No,
thing.
no.
I only got the Jeep because it was cheap and it was still kind of cool. But I'm gonna tell you what. I
No.
love that fucking
No,
thing.
I'm gonna leave that to you and Hutch. And
I love it. Brendan's
mean-
got one too.
There's not too much crazy terrain on Bragg, but there's a couple spots where you need some sort of something because that sand is crazy, man. Like you can get stuck in that shit.
I went the other day and I was like, "Man, I ain't been here in a long time. I'm gonna go check it out." And like I got like in there and I'm like, "Not this stuff."
Yeah, there's a few
not.
fire breaks that I have been using for years, and this year I just.
There's a
They're
lot of
washed
trees
out.
down.
It's
too.
it's
Yeah.
washed out. It's too much. Remember the one that you went through the mud puddle?
Yeah.
Oh, he was following me
God.
out there, and I found her. I made a road around the mud
Yeah, he
puddle.
did.
And he goes through it, gets his Jeep all muddy. I'm in a freaking like Lariat F1. This is my work truck.
Yeah, we're going around.
He was like, "You scared of mud?" I'm like, "No, bitch. I don't want to clean this motherfucker. You got a Jeep."
Following this dude, man, it's like he's trying to lose you on his tail. This guy, it stresses me out trying to follow Buddy in, but
You try following Randy. That motherfucker does like 80 mile an hour down fucking bumpy roads. I'm
That's
like,
how we
shit.
used to have to
Because
drive,
Randy
'cause you
don't
had to
fucking
get back.
Randy don't
Yeah.
drive his own cars. He's like high end fucking car dealers. They give him the freaking the company cars. So he's always got a new
Probably
truck.
shouldn't be telling.
so
You're like, we're not buying
Oh,
any
shit.
trucks.
Hey.
We're not buying any trucks from CarMax anytime soon.
Brian says to John, he says he's got a 2018 Ford F-150. He might be willing to let go for some good deer spots.
What kind?
It says
2018 what?
F-150.
What package you got?
Brian Ward. Yeah, what package is
We're
it?
we're high rollers. If it ain't Lariat, don't even bring it.
I was about to say,
If it ain't a platinum Lariat limited Lariat's like the minimum.
if depending on what he wants for it, we might be able to talk.
Yeah. 2019?
2018.
18.
Yeah.
18?
So
It's got to be white. That is the
it's
only
gotta be white.
stipulation.
Every vehicle
It
I have
has
is
to be
white.
white.
Yeah.
I
And that's
will
not a
never-
racist thing.
No, it's
Yeah.
I don't want to take care of the damn thing.
Yeah.
Thing.
yeah,
I
that's
I
black
like white.
and red and silver and piss on all that.
Yeah.
I want white. I want to be able to
Plus,
spray it
a
with
white
garden
truck.
hose.
it's a lariat. That's what he said.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a nice
Is it
truck.
white though?
Is it white, Brian? He's on the chat. You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. But another comment too was everyone's seeing food, but they're not seeing any signs of deer. Well, they are starting to hit the scrapes now.
The community stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
they're not hitting the food.
they
because
weren't
they're on
hitting
browse.
scrapes the other day. They look like scrapes, but what they're doing is they're pawing at the food.
Go for it. Yeah.
They're pawing at the food. Now the licking branch,
Yeah.
they
Pawing
are
at the
doing
food?
like he was working the ground like every 5 feet. He was like trying to get the
That's
acorn.
squirrels, dude.
No, this
no,
is
it
a
was.
fucking
I
deer.
watched him do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I was about
He
to
was,
say,
but he
those
was tending
holes-
his scrapes too, because like with the big one, he.
But they don't have 10 scrapes every 5 feet. Like they're scratching the ground for something. Like their food down there, right? He's looking for something on the ground. Or is it,
He's looking for acorns if he's doing that.
Yeah, that's what I'm
why when I
saying.
dropped
Or a
it,
little,
he was
a
reacting.
little mushroom.
or little mushrooms or something. So if you see a scrape, okay, usually you're not going to see 10 of them 5 feet from each other. They will move the ground. Or if it's some type of grass, they're trying to
Yeah,
get
I
the
didn't know
roots.
what you meant by pawing the ground. That's what I was trying
Well,
to
they don't have paws, do they? They have
have
hooves.
in the ground.
They're-
And they don't have horns. Someone
have
tried to
antlers.
correct me on the fucking page the other day because I said
They're
deers.
horns. They're
Yeah,
horns. Antlers.
deers.
It doesn't-
I'm like, no, it's fucking. He said deer. I was like, it's deers with horns, motherfucker, not fucking antlers. Like, I know how to speak properly. Like, it's horns. Fuck your antlers. But, shit. Can you make us up some more drinks or what?
What, did you like that?
I love it, man. I needed. I was like done with it before we started. That's why I was like, man, maybe we should make another batch before we start.
We should have. That'd have probably been more intelligent.
That would have been more, yeah. Because
well.
now, how long did it take you to make that motherfucker?
It'd take a minute, but I don't care.
Oh. Can you make it right here?
No, I want nobody to see it. It's more sacred than deer spots.
Secret,
Oh, shit.
The sacred key.
I'm gonna
lime
tell you. I don't know if anybody
Sumsky Sour.
tuned in at the very beginning. We were talking about it. Jonathan, who has been trying to woo me for a long time, has figured it out.
No, I'm not trying to.
He's
Quote of the
figured
night,
it out.
They don't have paws.
He took
Yeah.
he took my favorite dessert and my favorite cocktail and combined them, and he's so special. It's
They're
so
delicious,
sweet.
aren't
For
they?
my birthday. I mean, I think I
That's the
might
only
give it
reason
up.
it's the only-
I
it's the
think
only
I might give you what you want.
That's the only reason I brought it. It's for your birthday.
Oh man,
Yeah,
it's a
that-
key lime whiskey sour.
Yeah, that shit was good.
So it's like a
man.
key lime pie whiskey, and it's so good. I want another one, but and I got to pee real bad, and we
Dang.
can't even hit
We
pause.
can't hit pause, but
Who said? Who
What
was?
would we do if everybody just got up? Everybody was like,
No, I go, no, I got bye.
It's a shitty podcast, man. These fucking bitches are drinking.
So-
They're not even worried about it.
Christopher Irwin says, "Does this mean bear have feet?" What's mean
Yeah, they
bear?
have feet. Of course they have.
They have paws.
They got
paws.
feet, motherfucker.
Yeah.
They got whatever they.
So-
Look, if you say a bear has feet, and I know they have paws, I obviously know what you're talking
Right
about.
to bear arms.
Like people that always got to correct people all the time. Like I don't like that shit.
Yeah, they
Like
just
I
gotta
know
do-
it's not deers. I'm sure there is a time where you can say deers
I gotta-
because fishes is a word. People say, "Oh no, you can just say fish." Fishes is an actual,
I say school of fish.
but you can actually
Fish.
say
I like
fishes.
Fish.
People will
Fish.
say, "Oh no,
Fish.
fish is plural as it is. There's 100 fish or all the fish."
Deers.
It's like sheep. Or
Sheep?
goose.
Geese.
Geese.
Sheep. Yeah.
Kind of like house,
Would
heist,
one sheep
mouse,
be a sheep?
mice, house, heist, right?
That's-
Like if you have one house, it's one house, but if you have a row of houses, you have heist, right?
No.
Kind of like mouse
Community.
and mice.
Yeah.
Like English is a fucked up language,
It is.
bro.
It's one of the hardest. It's one of the hardest to learn too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have you ever seen those videos on YouTube? You can Google them. It'll say what English sounds like to
Oh, those are
non-English
great,
speakers.
Yeah. Yep.
No,
It's
Oh,
fucking
it's hilarious.
hilarious.
I need to see that.
He's like, it sounds like dolphin down on street, Bob, blah, blah. I can't do it, but that's what we sound like. Yeah, it's
And
funny
Cody
as
says,
hell.
"I fishes that pond over yonder."
Yeah,
and then-
no, fishes is actually
Hey
a word.
Cody, I use yonder a lot.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
yonder.
Don't pick on the
What was
Southerners.
Randy say? Yins.
Yins. Yeah, because he's from
Yins,
Pennsylvania.
yins.
Fucking
Yeah.
Quakers.
Yins?
Yins.
Yins.
It's Ewins.
We use Ewins a lot.
Yeah.
Y'all plus 3.
Yeah.
Y'all plus 3.
Ewins. Ewins is Missouri.
Or used to could.
Used to could.
Yeah, used to could is a good word.
I think Missourians say Ewins. Pennsylvanians say Yins.
Yins.
New Yorkers say yous. And down here we say y'all.
Y'all.
Is there a yuns? I think there's. I think if you're from Missouri, you say
Is there
yuns.
a difference between Missouri and Missouri?
Well,
Yeah.
there's
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, go
Well,
there.
I mean, yeah, it's
Go
the,
there.
It's,
Yeah.
Try to,
it's the
Go there.
people. If somebody says they're from Missouri, there's some country bumpkin
they
motherfuckers.
in those Ozarks.
They in the Ozarks.
Yeah.
They're like they don't know shit about fuck. Like that's what Ruthie from the Ozark show.
Yeah. It's
What was
a
her last name?
Absolutely beautiful
Yeah.
place, though, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I've
Missouri.
never
Missouri's
been there.
dope.
I've been to
Missouri's wild.
Fayetteville, Arkansas, and I didn't think much of it.
Missouri is cool.
Well, it
Yeah.
started
No, that's
off-
Arkansas,
it
not
started
Missouri.
Off, yeah, it started. Well, the Ozarks still run into Arkansas.
Yeah.
I watched a podcast last night with that guy from what's it? Southern Outdoorsman. The two guys. He's got the big red beard, and they always have like different guests. And this guy, he hunted the mountains of Arkansas all through the Ozarks and stuff. He was the one I was telling you about earlier about the using scents, like using doe and estrus.
Jonathan
Like,
says
first of
let's,
the
let's
year.
say that he's talking about use estrus scent now.
in
Huh.
late season because it's
You're gonna
and-
run off the does.
Yeah, and the way he explained it, which made perfectly good sense, and I've done it in the past, but I never really done it enough to basically get a good kind of grasp on if it really did work or not. Because you get in the stand and a doe blows, you're like, damn.
Yeah.
You know what I
that's
mean?
the worst.
That bitch has ran everybody off.
Yep.
Especially on Bragg, because there might not be another deer for 48 miles.
Yeah.
Shit.
Or another week.
Yeah, or another week. Yeah, exactly. Like, do you have a pattern? Yeah, he's there the 15th of every month. That's
Yeah,
when he comes
yeah.
by. But this gentleman, and I cannot remember his name, I wish, because I ended up watching a couple of his hunting shows, and he killed some giants. But
Vicious cycle. No, that's Jody. Okay.
he was saying that he uses estrus early season and very late season, and the reason being is because it's more of a curiosity thing to him. Early season, late season, it's okay. There's just a couple of those that are starting their cycle because
Right,
they haven't been
right,
bred.
right.
Trying to find
He said so. What would be the benefit of and I'll ask you kind of like how he asked them. What would be the benefit of using doe and estrus in November when 80% of your does are in estrus?
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
True.
You know what I mean? And
point.
that
Makes
to
sense.
me, that makes it's like a
Right.
ding.
And I ask
you
people
know?
all the time, are you using scent right now? Estrus? No, you'll scare them off. But
That's
who
what
the
I've
fuck wants to
always
shoot
told.
it? Now, if you want to shoot a doe,
I could care less.
but
can
I don't
go
want to shoot a doe. I
anytime.
want to shoot a fucking buck.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to say like I can shoot him every time. I just don't want to do all the fucking work for a doe. I want a buck. That's
I like
it.
shooting does where I can get the truck to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or if I know my cousin's close by, he can come get it because he's going to clean it.
I'm gonna shoot him with a rifle.
Not let it hang for a week.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to my brother's and shoot one over a corn pile and just back my truck up to it.
Yeah.
That aspect, I'm very lazy. I don't want to clean the friggin' does.
Yeah, I don't wanna-
Yeah.
But I enjoy cleaning them at the same time. So it's kind of weird.
This fool, man, buddy impatience. I'm sitting there fucking dragging a deer, got my fucking tree stand on my back falling apart. He's like, "Come on, motherfucker, hurry up."
No.
Let's
So,
go.
okay, so
Yeah, I've heard about your patience. We need to work on your patience.
I'm very
Yes.
no.
How long do you sit in
What
a
do you
tree
call it?
stand?
Mission oriented.
years. I mean,
No,
hours.
I'm saying, okay, let's say you got the perfect day.
I have no-
November the 7th. Okay, everything's peaked out, perfect. High breath.
I'll sit in that
barometric
bitch. I'll sit in
pressure.
that bitch all day.
You'll sit in that one
Yeah,
spot.
yeah,
Like you're
one
not getting
spot.
down and moving. And,
No. I'll sit in that one spot.
Okay, I thought
I
that's
may
what you.
I may get down and go sneak off to the truck to like jerk off or get something to eat and then go back.
Between like 10 and 1.
Yeah, like-
that's when most big bucks are killed.
No, I'm saying at some point. You know what I'm saying? I'll sneak down. But I'm not impatient. I'm just mission oriented.
That's
So
a good
here's what happens.
That's impatient, buddy.
Whatever. Okay, so when I kill a deer, the first what you got to put your arm down.
Oh, sorry.
When I shoot a deer and I know it's shot, okay, the first thing I do is I climb down. I pack all my shit up, right? I pack it all up,
I don't.
and then I take it to the fucking truck.
Piss on that. I'll get it later.
Then I go and I get my deer, and then I'll drag it out to a fire break, and then I'll drive. I just have this process, right? So I go over to help him out because he shot the deer. So I get over there. He's just now coming down the tree because I didn't realize how far it was away. He's like, I hear her panting. So I'm like, that deer is dying close to you. Don't get down and spook her.
Yeah, I've had that
Yeah.
where I spooked.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, never gone.
Just stay where you're at. I'll come to you, and then we'll go. So we go do it. So we find the deer, and it's like 10 minutes later. I'm like, let's drag this bitch out of here. Come on, let's go. You go get your shit. I'll go to the. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that I was impatient.
No,
he was just so
He's
excited.
impatient. Well,
He's
you gotta-
impatient.
You gotta enjoy it.
He was so
You gotta
excited.
enjoy it. Sit in the woods, talk some shit for a minute. You know.
I just
like
want
that.
my whole goal is to get the fuck out of there, and then like because I'm still working. Like to me, collecting the deer and getting your stuff loaded.
Dude,
'Cause
that's
I still
the best
got to load
part
my
of it.
stuff up. Like I just threw all my stuff in the truck to go over to help him. I still got to organize my shit so I
You
can
do
get
that at
home.
home.
No, because when I get home, I want to go to bed. I do all that shit in the woods. It's just not that I'm impatient. I'm just like, let's get to the fucking point. Let's
Gotcha.
get done.
I have to be
You have
very.
a program you stick
Yeah.
to.
I have a program.
Like
we stick to
and
it.
It boogers you up if you're not.
Yes,
in
I get it.
line with
Yeah,
that.
yeah, like OCD almost, but not like
Yeah.
I have to like touch something 4 times before I take it.
Yeah.
I'm not like crazy.
I check
Joe-
my doors like 3 times before I leave the house and shit like that. I
Yeah.
have some types of OCD.
Yeah.
But some things that are stupid that don't bother me, people are like, how does that not bother you?
Like-
And this does. I'm like, just.
We
how
don't
it
even
is.
use my living room because I'm like, if I walk in to the house after being gone and something that's on the end table is now turned this way, that will set me off like this whole house is a fucking mess.
Randy's saying 75 photos later. What's the context on there, Randy? Is that Buddy in the tree? No, I don't know.
I don't know.
Selfies, he's probably
Yeah.
talking about.
We all do it. I do my freaking
Yeah,
selfies too.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's he got to say? He just wants to be a part of this motherfucking podcast
Why
so
don't
bad.
he ever come on?
Yeah, Randy.
He works.
Randy, come on.
And then when he's not working, he's got He's got
Yeah.
kids in sports and
He's-
stuff.
he's a
He's
busy
like
dude.
super dad.
Yep.
And I'm gonna quit talking nice about you if you quit talking.
Well,
Keep
he's got
talking
time
shit.
to watch, so he might as well come on in.
Randy said, "What the hell is he a botanist too?" That was. What are you talking about? My shirt?
No, I don't know. That could be. Oh, we're still like 4 minutes behind.
Yeah,
so,
it's a little delayed on the chat.
Maybe whenever you were talking about soil and shit, and I was like, "What the fuck are you
That would
talking
be
about?"
botanist.
What's
botanist. Yes.
Yeah.
a botanist
well,
would be a soil
Beatonist?
person.
Bootinist? No.
A
Jo-
saltist.
And Jody says, Bren, you should see what he's like when we park. It's like we're late for something. You better be ready to jump out the car like it's on fire when we pull up. That is a fact.
Look,
Really?
so we're coming back from
I'll
the
take
fucking.
my time on that as
We're
well.
coming back from the fucking beach, right? We got like a 2-hour drive. I got my kid in the back. I got her there. They got their shoes off. They got all their shit spread. I hit 295. You know we got 20 minutes until we're gonna get home. Why do you wait till I fucking?
Me taking photos.
Because
of you, Randy.
here's the deal. With my truck, with the Ford, you can't lock the door and then shut it.
It'll lock it
It'll
back.
unlock itself.
Yeah, pisses
So
me
I
off.
gotta stand there and wait. And I'm like, why the fuck do you wait till we stop? Put your shoes on when I get to 295. Start getting on. So when we pull up, we can get the fuck out. Like
it's like my keys. I never take my keys out of my vehicle.
Yeah.
I just hit the button and shut the damn door.
Yeah, with
That's
a
what I
Ford,
love
that's
about
great.
pads.
I wore out the damn pad. I didn't have no numbers
You
left
can
on
tell
it.
what my key code is.
She's right, though.
Randy was asking Jonathan if he's a botanist, naming every plant out there.
Yeah,
actually, as a matter of fact,
he
he is.
Actually,
Well, in a sense, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I do for a living, so I've got to know that stuff. But I have my CPP, which is Certified Plantsman's Professional, which is through the state and all that crap or whatever. But that's more shrubbery. But I enjoy the mass trees. Like
I showed him a fucking acorn. He was like, "Oh, it's a blackjack acorn."
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy that stuff, so it's easy to learn it.
He's become my hunting app now.
Yeah, exactly.
I know when Buddy's hunting now, he's like, don't.
I'm just like, hey, like, what? Does this look good? Do they eat this?
I give him a little pinpoint presentation.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, man, talk to you at dark. I'm like, all right, man.
I'm the dude that's going to sit there and Buddy knows. I'll send you 30 fucking texts within a minute. And Buddy's like, hey, hold on. It's prime time now. I'm putting my phone away.
Well, because Brennan can't text like a normal person.
Dude, I told him the other day, I was like, everything at once is okay.
Yeah, everything at once.
It's all right. Just send me a paragraph.
Because when you're hunting, so what I do, just so you know, give you some context or some context or some perspective. I take my phone out every time I get a text. I don't hold my phone in my lap and I don't hold and look at it.
Yeah.
I keep it down in the little bag that's on my Summit, or I got this new seat that's got a pocket. I put it down. It goes bzzz, and I'm like, okay. Bzzz. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
You got a First Light jacket now. You can keep it right here.
Yeah, well, the Sika jacket does too, but it's still warm. It's still warm out, so I'm wearing early season shit.
Yeah.
So I just keep it right there. But the Sika jacket, the little side pocket, I've done wore it out.
I don't have service hardly anywhere on base.
Yeah, it's getting bad.
It's getting bad, man. It's
like one bar. You can't watch. They don't want to watch them porn while we hunt.
Like M and crap like that.
Yeah.
Like I walk and I use my cell phone a lot to see if I'm going to use a cell based cam, and I'm like, ain't no point.
My Avenza maps ain't working either. My Avenza maps has me like 6. Yeah. I'm like 6 fire breaks off what I really am.
Well, it happened to I
don't know what to do. Yeah,
I got issues with that.
Some reason
you might need to delete the app and reload it.
I did, but I don't know how to delete it. It just takes it off my. I got an iPhone.
Oh, but then it keeps it stored.
It keeps
so when
it
you
stored.
Go to the app store, it says open.
Yeah, I want to get it off and reload it, and
you might have to restore your defaults.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Something about our spot too. I told Buddy, I'm like, for some reason, it's the
what
stupidest.
Spot we talking about?
Our spot. You know what I'm talking about?
The one we were just at.
Yeah.
That's not our spot, homie. That's my spot.
Your spot.
Let me tell you.
Let's not get it twisted, motherfucker.
Tell you what I did with hunting stand this year.
Yeah.
I had a tract of land that I hunted, and I saved it, and for some reason, it saved it as TS, which was
top secret.
Well, in a way, yeah. So every time I went on the hunt stand, when I was logging stuff in, it was all under that TS file. Like 7 years worth of stuff on base. And out of that 7 years, 5 of it was in 2 areas. I had one area, I guarantee you, there wasn't a damn tree in that area that was an acorn or persimmon that wasn't marked or a travel corridor. I mean, there was literally, I probably had 3,000 or 4,000 waypoints just on base.
Damn.
All my cameras, where scrapes had been for 10 years, this and that and all that stuff. I renamed it, and it deleted
Oh, shit.
everything.
So Brian Ward has a good point. He said there was an Avenza update a couple months ago, and he had to delete his map and reload it. That's what I'm going to do, because, in the area we were in, for some reason, I don't know what it is, it's the stupidest little area, but once the sun goes down, it's fucking confusing as shit. Like, we got turned around like 4 times just trying to get in. I went on Avenza.
Oh, that was another thing, though.
I went on Avenza, and I'm like, we're not fucking moving, man. What the fuck is happening? Because I was trying to find my stand, because I dropped it, and it was like 20 feet away, but it's so confusing.
I was following him, dragging his deer.
Yeah, he's dragging my deer.
And, okay, so I don't care if you've been to this spot, and I hunt this area.
It gets dark at all.
It gets dark. So I'm following him,
Yeah.
and then we end up going in fucking circles, and I'm starting to get pissy now because I'm like, "Do you even know where the fuck you're at?" I was like, "Do one thing at a time." So he thinks I'm being like a dick, and probably it comes off that way. But I'm just like, I think just mission oriented, man. Go get your stuff. I'll drag the deer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to work on that.
And then he drug the deer all the way down the fire break. I'm like, We'll drop the deer here. I'll back the fucking truck up.
Car. Yeah.
We'll fucking put him on there. But he's like,
Yeah.
no, I'll do it. And he's carrying his climber, and he's got the steel climber, so that bitch is like 20-something pounds, carrying his shit. And finally, I was just like, okay, do it
And
your
then
way.
I dropped my arrow again, and he went and found it the next day.
Let
but-
me, like, next time, like, watch the way I do. I've got this shit down to a science. I can kill a deer, get down, be packed up, and back at the skin shed in, like, 45 minutes. Like, because remember when you used
I'm
to...
sure Chris and Jeff probably appreciate that.
Yeah,
too,
like, I want to
Yeah.
get back because I don't want to... Like what
I don't
happened
ever
that...
want to hold them guys up.
I don't
man.
want... Not that...
They've been there all damn
there's
day. too.
that. There's that, and what if they fucking leave and you get there and they're not there?
They will leave your ass too. if
Yeah,
you're
they
not
left
on
him
time.
there last year with that
They-
big
with
ass
that big
buck.
ass one, yeah.
You couldn't even weigh
Well,
it.
you got to think too, man. There's a lot of times them guys they hit harvest, and
Yep.
you know, and they're like, okay, report immediately to headquarters or whatever.
Yeah.
So Chris, Jeff, Joe, whichever one's on thing, and next thing you know, 2.5 hours later, old dude pulls up with his kids in jeans and a t-shirt, you know, smelling like fried chicken. They're like, huh.
Yeah.
Fucker, I've been here for 12 hours and you
Yeah.
had the audacity to go home.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
know them guys, man. Sometimes they're like, "Well, piss on them, man." You know,
Yeah.
they'll have to wait. So
No, I think a lot of times, yeah, I know. I think there was an incident last year. There was an incident last year that was just that right there. That what you
Really?
just said, yeah.
You know what they
Okay.
ought to
Like
do
it
out
literally
there?
happened. Like the dude went home
Oh.
and like came back later. Yeah, somebody was telling me about it.
yeah, that's
It'd be
not good.
nice if they could. They ought to have like. I know they used to have CQ out there. Like at Polk, they have CQ out at some of the points like that. Like the MWR places, they have a 24-hour shift that's just a task on post where a unit will get it, and they rotate through units where they have a 24-hour CQ out there. That might not, but you're not supposed to be out there
They're
that
not-
late.
They're not going to put. They're not going.
I know. It just sucks because like where I was I'm still, you got to find your deer. First of all, you shoot your deer. You check out. I checked out an hour before the deadline, but I'm still 45 minutes from, an hour.
And they take that in consideration, but you got to think too is when you hit that thing, they're in front of a computer, waiting to see if they need to stay there because of a deer being checked in or something like that. So
Yeah.
at 7:05, you hit the button, and then
Right.
you roll up that bitch at 9:20.
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
like, all right, mofo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's not even anything to do with other than just the fact of common courtesy.
Right.
The gentlemen, they've been there all damn day.
Right.
And then
See, I think a lot of people don't give a fuck because they're like, they get paid. and
Yeah,
blah,
they don't
blah,
get
blah.
paid a damn enough.
Nah, I
and
know.
A lot of
know.
people need to realize too. They keep screwing around with that shit, man. It's to hunt out there is a privilege.
I don't
It
know
is.
why wildlife thinks that I'm their enemy. Like, because I don't have time, and you're an admin on the page, so you understand now. We don't have fucking time to be like thought police or fact checkers.
Well, man, I don't pay attention to my phone enough to do that.
So
I
if
have to run a
somebody says
business, too.
something about fucking four-wheelers and someone's like, fucking wildlife needs to do their job,
No, there's only like four of them.
I can't...
That's not wildlife's job.
I know, we know that.
Yeah.
Right? But because I don't take it down right away, I think wildlife thinks that I'm like a bad guy.
Well, if we get it called up, maybe we start.
Like, you
shit.
know those guys, so I've never met them. I met them last
I
year
know a
after
few
that
of
shit
them.
happened.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like, whoa, like, look, I can't do that. You get paid to do what you do. This was my conversation with the guy who's Alan. I said, you get paid to do what you do. And we could work together, but I don't have time. I got a fucking job, and this is just like, these guys are
Well,
going to say this, and they're going to joke around, and I don't have time.
And you also should.
And it's freedom of speech.
It is it's to a certain extent, but sometimes it can come off as you're kind of egging on, like by not doing anything, you're
Right.
kind of reassuring.
It can come off as
to,
that.
to someone else. I mean, you got to think everybody has a different
right.
view on every situation.
Yeah.
But if I gave them the key, I almost want to say, I'm going to give you the keys to the page, and then you police this shit. You're going to see right now.
Nobody has time to do that.
No one has time.
Not with a full time job.
Unless we got 3,000 members. What do we got? 400 or 500 active.
Yeah.
Because every time we put something out, I can look and see how many.
That's a lot of.
That's
people,
a lot
man.
of people. It's a lot
And
of
when
comments.
when you make a page with 3,000 people on it, you have to kind of be like, all right, man, it's grown ass men. They're
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
then you look at it and you're like, okay, well, a lot of them are idiots.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
So I mean, and not saying that you're an
There are-
idiot as in a. I don't know how to really say it, but
I rescind my remark about CQ. Yeah, Ray's active duty, so he's like, yeah, don't be pushing out the active duty guys. Or anything.
I was gonna
That's
say-
not a good idea. Never mind,
Yeah.
scratch that. We're perfectly fine.
But I mean, not
It's the last thing a soldier wants to do, especially if you don't hunt.
And not an idiot as in an educated form, but like some things you say, like you should
Yeah.
really start thinking before you put it out there for the
Yeah.
world.
Oh
to
yeah,
read.
once it's on the internet, everybody.
Well, I made a comment post yesterday that I thought was fucking great after a conversation I had with a friend of mine. He don't live in North Carolina. And then I kind of almost wanted to walk it back because I can see you comment about if your
Yeah.
wife, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was one guy that said, well, you're lucky. And then your brother chimed in and said, you need to stay out of this one, bud.
That's Dre.
And and I was about to go in and be like, yeah, but then I was like, no, because now you're crossing a line.
Yeah, you are.
You know what I mean?
You're starting to get into more.
You're
of a
starting to get into
personal
like a
level.
personal thing.
Yeah.
And so I did. So I'm not that fucking brazen.
There is a lot of people out there that aren't as fortunate. There's some that are right in the middle, and there's some
Right.
that are not at all.
Yeah.
You know, like that one gentleman said, he was like, "Look, man, I got a 3, a 4, and a 5-year-old." He's like, "It's all hands on deck. So if I get out,
you know
Yeah,
what I
lucky.
fucking, and I almost again to that guy, I was gonna say, wait, don't you have a wife?
yeah, you can't."
Well, why can't she do all that?
Well, that's
Unless she works. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now it gets
You don't
personal.
know the
And I
situation.
don't know,
Yeah.
and I don't even know the guy, and that's almost like insulting a man's wife.
It
And a
is.
lot of guys don't care, but they're like, I think Randy is.
you get the one Southerner though. That does.
Yeah. Randy said something one time.
Done fucked up
And he
the
didn't mean
baby
it.
Yeah.
He said something one time, and I was married at the time,
Fine,
and I
buddy.
stopped and I was like, you can't say that about my wife, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But then he made a joke about his wife having a boyfriend, and then I said, well, I canceled all our plans during November. She got another boyfriend? You know what I'm saying? He don't care. But there's a lot of guys that you mention their wife in a crass way, almost like taking the Lord's name in vain, and then some
Yeah.
guys don't care. So that's
Some
a subject
people-
that I just stay away
Yeah,
from.
and some people can understand joking versus being completely
Yeah,
serious.
but
Like,
some
if you
guys
said
don't
something
fuck
like that
around.
to me, and I'd be like, man, okay, yeah, blah blah blah. You know, we
Yeah.
just go on about it. But some dudes, they also may just not know your personality or the other person's personality or however it may be. But yeah, you have to kind of, I guess, walk a finer line nowadays, man, because there's a lot of people out there that are just easily offended, and there's a lot of people that don't give a
not
shit,
gonna-
and it's hard to mix them up.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I didn't want. I just read your comment,
it's
Corey.
all jest. It's not serious.
So sometimes when I'm just when you get on social media, and you've said this before, will make you say things that you wouldn't say to another man's face. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
it's a keyboard warrior.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but this wasn't in a bad way. But when he made that comment, I almost asked the question. What I asked, and I was going to go into basically if you have a wife, you shouldn't have to do that. But I don't know the parameters. I don't know the thing. His wife worked. If they both work and they both have, then you're absolutely right. You have to.
And there's a lot of
But it can come off as.
Are you
Yeah.
being a dick?
Am I being a dick? No, I was
Yeah.
just kind of like being.
Well,
yeah.
that's the thing too, is you can't.
And sometimes being a dick is funny.
Well,
it's
to
not,
some people-
it's not supposed to be. I'm not trying to put you down. I'm just being a dick.
You also can't tell a person's demeanor over text.
Nope. That's a big thing.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And someone as easy as ha ha
Yeah.
in a text message could be like,
Right.
this motherfucker laughing at
Yeah,
me? Or is
yeah.
it ha ha, okay, yeah, you know, let's roll on about it.
I
or
did
whatever.
that last week to a friend of mine. I posted. I sent him WTF over. What the fuck over?
Yeah.
Is your wife still living at home? And he was like, dude, what the fuck? He thought I was saying, what the fuck? You still letting that bitch live with you? I was like, no, what the fuck over? That's just like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Well, he's still there. Like,
it's
I was
hard
like,
to-
text, bro. It's text. Like,
It's
he thought I was
very
like getting on
hard
him.
to- Yeah.
we talk a lot of shit about coming to the woods late, and I'm guilty of it. But the thing is like, you know, I don't get mad personally if I'm out there and someone drives. I used to when I first started hunting Bragg. Like I used to get really pissed when someone would come driving up. And
There's
I'm like,
nothing you
what
can
the
do
fuck?
about it.
Everybody has their own time when they can hunt. They can't, you know. Most people can only get out once or twice a
During the
season.
rut, if you can't get in your tree by 3 o'clock, don't go hunting. That's
Well,
what I say.
I disagree.
I disagree as well.
That's the way I think.
You're being a dick.
I know.
Like I can plan. I'm telling you something straight up.
Don't go hunting in an area where I'm gonna be. If
Well,
you
can't
can't
nobody
get
tell where
because the
you're
sun's
gonna be.
going down at 5:30.
Well, there's also that 90 minutes prior is the cutoff far as Bragg assumes. So if someone wants to run in there real quick and sit on a stump, man, that's their right to do it. Maybe
Yeah.
the only
So
damn
you
time
can't go in.
you're not allowed to sign out.
Well, it stops at you sign out about what 3:45, 4.
It's 90 minutes prior to sunset is the cutoff, I believe. And
But if you can't go hunting every day of your life, make different life choices. That's what I would say. Change your lifestyle.
well, you're one out of 300.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so there's
I was-
like three you
Yeah.
want to
If you can't go every day, then
I'm gonna tell you straight up,
fucking
like,
up.
I can plan ahead to hunt. I'll have a plan to be out, leaving my house by 1.
It don't ever work out.
Never with the kids.
Your kids are about the same.
Come
Well, mine
on,
are a
man.
little bit younger
And
than yours, but
it's always something with the kids, or even with I have the honey-do list I got to do that day all of a sudden. And I you can say what you want about marriage, but I've been married for 15 years, and I want to keep my marriage. It works out in my favor.
I've been married for 8, and I've got one that I'm telling you is
I'm not against marriage.
kick ass.
I'm not against marriage. I just, when you go do it legally, like when the white man says, anoints you that you're married, there's no benefit in it for the man. There's no benefit in it for you to be actually married. It's a benefit for her, but there's no benefit for you as a man. You can be together.
We'll talk about that off air.
You can be
benefits.
together. Well, no, you can get all that without being legally married, because when you can be totally faithful. You can be totally faithful to your wife, and she can go out and cheat on you, and then you end up getting divorced. She's still taking half your shit.
Not if you can prove adultery.
Not North Carolina.
Not North Carolina. Adultery is not illegal. It does not count in North Carolina. I've been divorced 3 times. Okay, I'm a fucking expert.
There you go. There's your answer right there.
No.
You need a better attorney.
No. I had the best attorney in Fayetteville.
Which is,
I had Jim Cook.
No,
he was one of the best.
The
Jim
point
Cook
was,
one of the
if you're
best.
listening, don't take marriage advice about hunting from Buddy.
I'm not giving you marriage advice. I'm just telling you. First of all, a marriage is a coin flip nowadays. The statistics are like 1 in every 3 marriages fail. So it's a coin flip. So you're
it's
you're
not
rolling.
a coin flip. Coin flip's 50-50.
Okay, your chances of winning a coin flip are better than your marriage lasting. Okay,
It's hard work.
so I'm not knocking it. I've been married 3 times. I tried it, and I'm in a committed fucking relationship now. But I don't need a judge. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
But
I know what you're
I don't
doing.
understand. I think that most men, 99% of men, they're not comfortable with themselves. They don't like themselves enough to be alone, and they need a mommy. So the wife either becomes their mom, whether the doting mom, the wife that takes care of you and cooks for you, or the fucking wife that treats you like a child. No, you can't buy this. You better be home. Because you either got one or the other. Most men have one or the other. They got a wife that treats them like shit, or they got a wife that really takes care of them. Period.
I wouldn't really know. Mine.
You're not going to admit that you have either one. I'm not trying to call either one of you out.
I would in a heartbeat. I'll tell you exactly
like-
what my wife does. But as far as that goes, I don't know if my wife's really on the taking care of aspect. I wouldn't know how detailed.
So
that
why are
would
you
go.
married?
Why am I married?
We'll talk about this. We're going to
well,
get
yeah.
totally off hunting.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk about.
Yeah, we'll break it
hunting,
because I'm just saying. I'm talking in a general sense. Okay, there's just no benefit in it for you to be married. You could be boyfriend and girlfriend, living together, have kids, and do everything. It'd be just the same. It'd be just the same. Where's the benefit for you if
It's
you
out of wedlock then.
are you religious? I'm not. So there you go.
I believe
I'm free from all that shit.
My beliefs in religion have nothing to do with marriage. I just believe in the sanctity of marriage, and I believe in holding myself to a standard, being loyal to another person, and it's worked out for me.
So if she goes and cheats on you,
she cheats and it's done.
No, I'm saying, but
Yeah.
she doesn't have nothing for you to take. You're the one with everything for her to take, even if she cheats on you. So there's no advantage to you, except you need a mommy, or you need a fucking reassurance. You don't like being alone, which is fine. A lot of people don't like being alone. I've been married 3 times. What does that tell you? At one time, I didn't like being alone. I'm in a relationship now. We might as well be married. You know what I'm saying? But
She ain't that dumb.
huh?
I said she ain't that dumb.
Cody says, how copy is turning into The View. I want to hear about killing things. Roger that. All right, moving on.
We tried.
Yeah. We throw a little bit of life in there.
We are gonna turn this into the View because I want to talk about Oliver Anthony.
Oh God,
Jesus, here we go with that. Why is everybody on so stuck on this guy?
I wasn't. Brennan
I brought something up yesterday that made
Brennan brought it up.
Yeah.
I watched it. I wasn't against the idea that he is a plant. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
industry plant. Yeah.
An industry
But
plant.
I really don't think he is.
Yeah, and I looked at it. I looked at the evidence, and I'm not against because I think Jim Morrison was. You know who Jim Morrison was from the Doors?
Absolutely.
He was a motherfucking plant.
I love that. dude.
Everything about the fucking Doors was choreographed. Like it was perfect. The melodies, the beats.
I don't know, man. I love Jim
but-
Morrison and the Doors.
But he was a CIA plant.
I don't know. Anyhow, back to Oliver.
Okay, so
Chris, whatever his name is.
I brought up.
what do you think about fucking Jim Morrison being a plant? Do you know enough about it, or is it just a fucking? Who is Jim Morrison's dad?
Mm-hmm.
Jim Morrison's dad was the fucking general for the Navy in the Gulf of Tonkin that lied and said they got attacked, which got us in the Vietnam War. So he was a CIA guy.
Just because your dad does something like that doesn't mean you absolutely. I mean, the chances are better.
The chances are better. So
doesn't necessarily mean you are.
And then you look at the music and the timing. If there's look, I can't explain it. We won't talk about Oliver Anthony. I think Jim Morrison's a plant. If you're interested in trying to dispute it, go look at it. And I think that
Oliver Anthony is.
But Oliver Anthony. So I looked at it, and this is what I wanted to tell you, because a lot of times when we disagree on things, you think it's me just hating on you. Like everything I say is wrong and everything you say is right. Well, that's generally the way I feel about when I'm talking to anybody. But
yeah, it's Buddy's way.
That's Buddy's way.
No, but I actually started watching this to say, okay, maybe, because it makes sense, because the song does hit perfect. I mean, tune, lyrics. I mean, they were talking about it in the presidential debates, right? Like, he got really, really fucking famous really quick.
Pissed off about them playing that at the presidential debate.
Yeah.
And I've seen some other stuff where, he canceled some shows because of ticket scalping.
I saw that just recently.
That Cotton Eye Joe thing, the venue was overcharged and tried to push it off on him.
Yeah.
Saying he was trying to get rich off them. Which, I mean, there's always going to be that hearsay and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to.
But their premise, the reason why he was bullshit was that when he talks, he doesn't have the same accent that he sings. That's number one. And number two, he said that he likes diversity. So if he likes diversity, what does that tell you?
Diversity doesn't necessarily have to mean that, though.
Do you hate diversity?
No.
Do conservative people hate diversity?
I wouldn't think that an educated one does.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that was a small part of it. That
was
just
her
came
point.
up. I actually Googled the first video. I just Googled about his accent, if anyone's noticing. Because the dude, for instance.
Okay, how many British people do you know?
I said that.
He said that, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, man.
The thing that bothered
my accent changes when I sing.
The thing that bothered me about it was,
sing?
No.
They're trying to play him off like he's a downtrodden dude, like coal miner's son. But the dude, like,
he's a blue-collared guy.
But he puts on this just heavy, like, Merle Darrell accent when he sings.
So does fucking Rancid. He tries to sound like a Brit.
No, Rancid.
He don't talk like that.
He sounds like the burnout drug addict that he is, though. That's Tim Armstrong. Like,
but he doesn't really talk like that.
Too, though, there's a lot of times when people, like, if you're, like, especially in musicians, if you're that passionate about stuff, I mean, sometimes there is a sort of transformation.
Yeah.
And he may just be that in tune to what he's
like
singing.
Bluegrass.
And yeah, exactly. But as far as a plant,
I'm not ruling it out. He could be a plant.
No, he's not.
But based on those two premises, I can't be swayed.
He's not a plant and the Earth's not flat, buddy. I'm going to disagree with both of you.
I don't think the Earth's flat. I never said that. Why do people, just because I say the Earth...
And we went to the moon.
We didn't go to the moon. You're fucking out of your mind.
See, and
9/11 was real. 9/11 was a real terrorist
people
attack.
Really died, but
and a plane.
I'm not starting.
Okay, all right.
I'll argue with you with the moon until it's.
I'm going to tell you this about the Earth. You don't know if it's round or not. You don't fucking know.
I mean, it's probably.
You don't know
what the globe looks like, but it's definitely. I believe. I don't know. That's a total.
You believe. That's where I like to bring people. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Okay, so that's same with religion. I like to bring people to that point.
Hell, I thought we went to the moon until my 6-year-old was like, "Well, who filmed that guy?"
Yeah.
I was like,
"That's the point. The footage is questionable." Yes.
Yeah.
Not only that,
we watched it. And he was like, well, "Daddy, who was holding the camera?" Because that guy, he's a 6-year-old. He's like, "Well, evidently he was first, not him." And I was like,
"Well, that's just one thing. What about the last space station video? There's the chick and her hair sticking straight up, and the guy's holding the clipboard, and he drops it." and then she goes upside down, and then her hair doesn't move. If she was in zero gravity, when she went upside down, her hair would have went.
It would have went.
And it didn't. It's fucking NASA, I'm telling you.
Well, what about Elon? Where's he sending all these rockets and stuff?
Stratosphere. The stratosphere is like what we think is space, where there's satellites, because there's no drag in the stratosphere, But anyway, I don't think the Earth is flat. It could be, but I think it's we think it's 25,000 miles in circumference. I think it's probably more like 1 million miles. It's that big, and there's more land.
I just want to ask this about the Oliver dude.
Land.
So what's your opinion on this? Because this is the one thing that really made me think about this dude. Oliver Branch, whatever the fuck.
You brought it up.
He gets my mind.
Mr. fucking,
what the fuck is he even talking
Mr.
about?
fucking North Richmond.
Richmond, north of Richmond.
So he turned down. He was offered $8 million straight up, and he turned it down.
He would have to conform.
Yeah.
Now here's my question though.
So did fucking Tom McDonald.
Okay.
So did Adam Calhoun.
Like Eric Church
So did
said,
Upchurch. Ryan Upchurch turned
Ryan,
down millions of
A
dollars.
lot of those guys do, man. You have to realize there is a lot of people in this world that could give two fucks about $1.
Okay.
There really is. There is very, very.
Well, that's
simple
not only
people.
that.
If he's the one who came out and said "fuck the money," I'm just going to do this because it needs to be said. Then yeah, I respect.
No,
it.
no.
No, it wasn't so much that, but you have to think if he goes on and this record label comes to him and says, "Hey, we'll give you $8 million. We're going to sign you on." Okay, now he works for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He conforms to what they want. He dresses like they want. He shaves. He says he does, and he goes on like an everyday 9 to 5.
And he
job.
goes out and he makes $150 million.
And makes them 1.5.
Yeah, and he gets like 10 of it. Whereas if he stays independent and he makes 12 million, he makes 12 million minus what Taxman takes.
And I
from
can
him.
assure you, and there's a lot of people like I don't know how deep y'all get into some music stuff like that, but like Sturgill Simpson, Elizabeth Cook,
Yeah.
like the Shiny Ribs, some of those independent people now are just now becoming popular because they were in contracts and they were made to walk that line. If Oliver Anthony or Chris, whatever his name is, when they came out and said, "Hey man, we'll give you $10 million, sign on the dotted line," if he would have done that, 3/4 of what you hear today, you would have never heard.
Yeah.
They'd have never.
And not
been
only
released.
that,
They'd have never let them out.
when we were coming up, bands and musical acts used to go on tour to
To make
promote
their
the
money.
album. To
Yeah.
promote the album, the money was in the album sales.
Yeah.
Nowadays, nobody buys fucking music, so the albums are only to promote the tour, and everybody makes their money on tour,
Yeah,
and
you go.
the money on tour is
Like
huge.
Like this week, Turnpike Troubadours are in Raleigh, dude. To get they're at the Cocoa Booth Amphitheater. To get a 4-person table, it'd be $300 a person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where they make their money.
That's
now.
true. You know, YouTube is where it's at too. Like,
Yeah.
Brian Ward just said it's the same with comedians that are now releasing their own specials on YouTube. So.
Right.
Yeah, and Netflix. I
Because-
mean, look at all. I mean, the stuff like that that's coming along, man.
Tom
Damn.
McDonald, I don't know if you know who he is. I'm kind of tired of the guy, but
Yeah,
I
he's-
respect him because his hustle game is. He's worth $12 million, and he's made that money. If he would have made $12 million for the record company, he would only have like $300,000.
Yeah,
and when you
they
work for the
get
record company, you're like a paycheck motherfucker.
Because they're like, well, we had to pay for this advertising,
Advertising,
we had to pay for this
publicist,
out,
studio
this social
time.
person. We had to pay Bob down the road to use his studio $1 million.
Not only that, out of the $1.5 million advance that we gave you, you now owe us $350,000 back because studio went 3 hours over because you had to have your way.
Yeah.
Independence where it's at.
There's a lot of guys in the music
Entertainment
industry
is done, and I hope Hollywood fails
I
with
really
the new
hope
AI.
I hope they do too.
Yeah.
And I hope YouTube and Spotify and places like that really give people a chance that are talented, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of people out there that won't conform that are a lot more talented than them some bitches on stage.
Hey, look at Russell Brand right now.
Dude, I love his
Russell
podcast,
Brand.
man.
Have you heard the
absolutely.
latest?
I watched the one with him and Tucker Carlson not too long ago.
Have you heard the latest headlines about him?
No.
They're going after him for fucking rape charges. Allegedly.
Shut him up.
Well, they just want
They wanna shut him up.
That's like Tucker
Yep.
Carlson. The first thing he said, he's like, "Well, I ain't gonna tell anybody where you're at, but this place is beautiful."
Yeah,
And the reason being it was because he's had enough, and he was like, you know what? He's like, I'm gonna start calling these people out.
Yep.
Man, we'll get on that subject.
And they just put the rooster in jail for 30 fucking years. Can you believe that? You know who he is? Danny Masterson?
Oh yeah.
30 fucking years. This guy doesn't know who accused him. It's no proof. There's no fucking evidence.
You piss the right people off, it doesn't matter.
I don't even know, I tend to think he's not a voice for anything. He's not speaking out. He's not moving out of Hollywood. Why do they want to bring him down? Do you think maybe he got promoted to the Illuminati and they had to, do something with him?
I don't know.
Like maybe he's going to be Illuminati general. So all right, we got to fake this shit so we can put you away for 30 years and now you can come behind the Iron Curtain and work with the wizard and shit.
I don't know. I
That's
just want to go deer hunting
amazing.
and fishing and raise my boys.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
I will give that song something. But it's got people who were completely different in society kind of together on the same page, agreeing with it.
I like the
So
fact
I'll give
Yeah.
it that.
I like the fact that it's been culturally unbiased.
Yes.
Because it does really, like you said, unite people. Because that's the one thing United States is not any longer, man.
And his comment
terribly
about, he
divided.
said that this is a place, one of the things that I watched,
Yeah.
they're trying to attack him. He said, well, the United States is a place that discriminates and blah, 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 and all this shit, right?
They do.
We do. We do it to each
Absolutely.
other. It used to be race, And it used to be kind of like religion and wealth. Usually we discriminate against each other based on money. I got a lot of money. I don't like being around poor
Now
people.
it's political.
Now it's political.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Now it's like you like families. You like Trump. I don't like Trump. Then you don't even talk. You can't be friends.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's to the point now where you can't have a civil discord with anybody. If you disagree,
You don't talk.
we don't like each other.
That's
It's like,
what-
no, it's not the way it's supposed to be.
My grandfather used to tell me is you take your friends for who they are, good and bad. And to me, that's like, but if you walked in here and you're like, man, I'm Biden this, Biden that, blah blah blah, dude, that's your.
I
damn
would
decision.
call you a fucking moron, but
You're-
we could still be friends.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
but you calling that person a moron is exactly the reason why people are
No,
how they are now.
I wouldn't call you a moron like
your face.
Like no. I would say it to your face, but I would say it like in a good way. Like there's a nice way to call your friend a moron.
Yeah, there is.
You
but
see
at
what
the
I'm saying?
same
You hear me
time,
and Randy talk to each other. You think we hate each other, but
not everybody can take that.
well, right.
Criticism.
Well, I know.
the
I
way it should
speak.
be
I speak to
taken.
him differently than I speak to. You know what I'm saying? I know different personalities.
Yeah.
I say him like he's
Well,
not sitting
and
here.
what- and what I
I
say
talk
is-
to Brennan differently than I would talk to someone else. But
Yeah.
if we were friends and you were a Biden guy, and I would say I would argue with you and I would debate it and I would say that you and I would try to show you where I think you're wrong. But when it's all said and done, if you didn't change your mind,
It doesn't
we
matter.
would still be friends.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how I am as well.
And that's
Yeah.
fine.
Man, you can have all your own. I mean,
Right.
like y'all go surf. I think that's
It is awesome. When you gonna come out?
stupid, but
Hey, man.
You thought you don't even use lotion.
You can
I
think.
don't. I friggin' dude. I get up and go to work and
White
see
people,
my boys and
listen to my fellow. Scoot back so they can see my face. My fellow cracker ass cockaloids.
Why you got your hand on my shoulder?
I was just trying to move you
Talking about
backwards.
lotion.
No, you use lotion. You moisturize. They say black don't crack, right? No, black folks just figured out moisturizing, and white folks hadn't figured this shit out. You have to use more. You have to moisturize your skin, bro.
I don't have time for that.
You get out of the shower. Every time you get out of the shower, that should be the first thing you do, even while you're wet. You put your fucking moisturizer on. All right? That's not gay.
You got
It's
like
not
a
feminine.
beauty routine.
Huh?
You got like a beauty.
No, I take a
routine.
fucking shower. I don't wash my hair. I don't use deodorant. So I'm more manly than you, motherfucker. I don't
wear
wash my
deodorant.
hair. I don't wear. You don't use deodorant? Why?
I don't need
Is that
to.
why you stink all the
I
time?
don't never
motherfucker?
stink.
I use the salt crystal. But anyway, I say this because that stuff that I made and I gave you.
Deodorant's bad for you.
It is. It's got
Oh, yeah.
aluminum in
Yeah,
it.
this guy's full of
He's.
aluminum.
What are you making that scent?
So
Acorn
what
scented
I
lotion?
started
We're
making.
antiperspirant.
I started making body butter for like it all formed from trying to make surf wax.
Hey, I'm gonna wear that.
Well,
I'm
you wear
seriously,
that. It
shit's
smells
good.
like fucking cedar
I'm
and
telling
sweet
you,
tobacco.
That shit
Yeah.
smells
But
good.
I
Natural.
ordered acorn oil. It smells like straight acorn extract. I guess I don't know. It's what they use to trap animals to attract them.
Yeah, we had this conversation.
yeah. Well, I'm
'cause
telling
I was like-
everybody now.
I was like, did they press it out or did
I don't
they pull it
fucking
out? He's like, I
know.
don't fucking know. It just smells like acorn.
It smells like acorns. I don't know. But I'm gonna make this fucking. Here's the thing. 5 days out of the week, I can't moisturize because it's got scents in it.
Oh my god.
So I'm like tired of doing that.
For hunting,
So
yeah.
I got dirt oil and I got acorn
Dirt
oil.
oil. How they get? That's a good
I
one.
don't
exactly.
fucking
Dirt
know.
I'm sorry. Isn't dirt oil? You know what I mean?
I don't know how they sent it.
It's fucking oil.
It's
It might work though.
it's
We'll see.
fucking essence, or what do they call it, like organic.
Cody Edge says next sale on the merch page: acorn and gum tree lotion. Hey,
I'm
man.
telling you, I'm gonna use it, and what I'm gonna do is he's gonna give me the fucking camera because he's got all the cell cameras. I'm gonna smear this shit on fucking trees, and we're gonna put a camera on it.
We're
See if
gonna
it
do.
works.
We're gonna
And see what the deers do.
Yeah.
'Cause
I told
then
her to
I'll
go to
put
a
it-
corn pile on
Yeah.
private
Because
land
now
and see what it does.
and
to
I
it.
put castor oil in my mix, which is like my secret ingredient. And castor oil is very beneficial to your body. It cleans, so it's
my
all-
wife. Yeah, my wife's all into that.
I'm like,
Yeah.
man, straight up. Johnny Slicks makes. I'm a big fan of Johnny Slicks pomade. I'm gonna plug them on here.
I
They're-
use their stuff
They're
too.
local. They're a couple Marine dudes. They're in Holly Ridge. But anyhow, they make a pomade called Paradise, and it's like guava and tropical fruits. Now I was hunting my first season, and I use that shit all the time. The fucking deer love it. Like they're looking for it. They're actively seeking it. But then I was worried that it was starting to scare them as well. But they look for it, but then they would spook.
So why not make pomade?
It
Because I
smells
got
like,
the beeswax.
it smells like ripe fruit. That's the thing.
And it can become a cover scent and an attractant, and it's fucking good for you. You're getting skin moisturizer, and you're getting castor oil in your body.
And this sounds weird, but y'all know.
Can we
y'all-
start saying, because not all the days of the burly flannel cigarettes, that's like that's kind of going away.
Yeah,
that's like a bygone. Guys now we like First Light, we like Sitka, we like our shit. We take care of our.
That still doesn't mean you're sitting in a beauty shop telling bitch stories.
I'm not telling a beauty style. I got to take a shower. You put on your fucking moisture. It's a scent. It's a cover scent, Jonathan. Do you use cover scents? No.
Do you?
Some guys do.
But you wash your hunting clothes and like the non-scent detergent stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you use the? Do you ever use that? You know that bar of soap that they sell, the scent block bar of soap. Because that shit is rough, dude.
I
that
use
shit will
it.
fucking dry you out like.
I use
Yeah.
lye soap. Me and you were talking about that the other day. I use.
But lye soap is like Bob Barker soap that they give you in jail. That's like straight lye.
I ain't been to jail, motherfucker. I don't know. I try to stay away from
Corey
that
says.
place.
Neither.
So the Greg Bishops are dead. That's the day of the Greg Bishops is over.
Yeah, I don't think that. Look, there's a notion
There is
with a lot of men when you say body lotion, they're like, well, I don't use that shit. I smell like Budweiser sweat and fucking blood,
Nobody says
motherfucker.
Budweiser anymore.
Oh, you know what I mean? yeah. That's old.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's Miller Lite.
Yeah.
Coors.
I think that it's perfect.
I've
for-
never used anything like that because I've just never have.
You
Like,
should.
for
It's
me
because
to
you're
get-
white and you're
for
not.
me to
you
get
weren't-
into a routine of even doing that
'Cause
would
you're
be
white.
just about impossible.
I never did it either, and I never thought I had to until I fucking ran my fingernails down. Especially when you get tattooed, because when you got like lighter color skin, you can't see it. But when you fucking go run your fingers down your foot, it's probably gonna catch on fire. We're gonna have smoke coming out like a chalkboard.
Yeah, good skin. I got that Italian olive complexion.
Yeah, well, so do I, and I tend to have oily skin. But
I do, too.
I'm gonna tell you, my facial hair is softer. It grows faster. It grows thicker. My hair, I haven't washed my hair in 3 months with shampoo. I just use this stuff that I gave you, and I put it on my fingertips and I rub it into my scalp because it's got tea tree oil. It's gonna clean. It's got castor oil. It's good. I had a stomach ache the other night. I put castor oil and that bitch went away.
Cody says so. Not everyone humps a pine tree for cover scent. I do.
No.
I hump cedar trees.
No, they don't.
Cedar's
You know,
good stuff.
Yeah.
you can go and you can buy and you can spray. That stuff that you're spraying on yourself that they sell, that you don't know what's in that. And if you don't care, you don't care. I care.
Primos used to have one that was like silver enzyme.
Yeah, like enzyme.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's fucking awesome to put all over.
I care about what goes on my skin. I'm 46 years old tomorrow. I'm like halfway through this journey, even though I'm going to make it to 100. I'm almost halfway. I think about all the fucking poisons that you could put. So I'm going to make this shit. We're going to test it out, and you're going to fucking love it. And then you're actually going to start moisturizing.
We very well could be.
I mean, anything that makes you smell like the woods is fine in my book.
Dirt and
It's gonna
acorns,
work.
and
Yeah.
you stay moisturized, and acorns smell nice.
Yeah, they do.
got a
Acorns
nice
do.
smell.
Man, you know, I had that. I wish I could find it, but it's the aerosol acorn rage that they had. They got the bomb, but this one was just a spray one. I use that.
Nose jammer smell like acorn?
I used to
vanilla?
use it vanilla.
Nose jammers kind of.
It smells like candy.
Yeah, I don't use that shit.
Fuck
either.
nose jammers, man.
I spray it on my boots because it does.
Get some friggin' Evercalm if you want to use.
I use Evercalm
That's
too.
the
but
deodorant stick.
Yeah, the Evercalm.
The bedding
yeah,
smell.
and then you fucking forget it's on your boots and walk in your house.
Phillips Outdoors in Georgia. I believe the boys with Seek One. They made them kind of famous. We've been using them now for quite a long time. They have a bow hunter scent and it's called Sanctuary. It's good shit.
Stanky ass.
It's
yeah.
good. It's bedding.
It smells like piss,
Oh, it
shit,
smells
manure,
terrible, but to
mold,
to a
deer.
deer,
to a deer.
to a deer,
It's calming.
It is. It's very
But
calming.
nose jammer actually, I mean, it's not that they smell it, but it fucks up their.
I don't believe that shit.
You don't
man.
believe that it makes
there's so many scent receptors in a friggin' deer's nostril.
like
have you ever watched
5,000?
Yeah, have you
or
ever
a
watched
million?
the studies on how they can friggin' categorize scents?
Yeah, they break
as,
it down,
as
yeah.
they come through their friggin' nostrils.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell me some bitch can put something in a bottle and stop all that?
Which
There's
nothing
no
works
possible
because
way.
you can spray all the stuff you want on your body and it'll smell it. Ooh, I smell acorns.
And then here comes
it'll
your body
also
scent.
smells your fucking hair.
It can break it all
and
down.
that. But
And
the
you're sweating.
ionizer, the pure ion, sends the fucking negative ion and it attaches itself to those scents and destroys them. I don't know if it works. I have not had a deer downwind of me yet. To see, but everything I've watched on YouTube,
it's hard for me to get in those things, man. And I know people that hunt the wind. I know people that don't give a shit about the wind. They just go hunt where they want to go. And I'm a firm believer. And sometimes if it's your time to kill him, he's coming in there and you're going to kill him.
Yeah.
You know,
I gotta
mean,
believe
think,
there's something I can do to give myself an edge, though.
I think
or else my mind will go crazy.
And I'm the same way. I think I don't think there's anything that's foolproof full of deer's eyes, nose, or ears, or even he or she's instincts. Man, there's been times. There's been a doe 100 yards.
Just take off for no reason?
And the wind literally hit me in the face, and I'm looking at her, and she just backpedals.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
what the fuck?
There's nothing I have done. She's been there for 20 minutes eating, and then all of a sudden, she's like...
something.
And turns around and doesn't run, but just she's really
That's like
hastily getting
that
the hell
doe
out of
did
there.
that. I think it was Wednesday, but I think it was that Mylar balloon because it did move because it was a little windy.
And I don't know. I think there's things you can do to give yourself little benefits.
Yeah, absolutely. Give yourself an edge.
And there's a lot of times where 10 seconds makes a big difference.
Randy says people are always surprised when they find out I hunt because he's not the typical.
Yeah, Randy,
hunter.
he looks like a businessman.
He's a golfer.
Randy carries himself like he's a professional, though. Like, you look at him, he's like, I could see that.
But behind the scenes, he's like slipping girls Mickey. No, I'm not saying he did that, but he's like the college guy that's like Mickey the chick. I'm just fucking with you, Randy. No, he's a good dude,
Old
man.
dude from Wolf of Wall Street.
He don't.
No, Randy's a fucking...
He's like the fat Russell Crowe. But Russell Crowe's fat now, so we can just call him Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
You can take that, Randy. Come on. Hit
That's
Buddy.
all right. He was calling me fucking Steve Buscemi.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So, you fucking Russell Crowe over here.
God, we all give each other shit, man. You
No,
know
but
us.
I don't think you have to be that burly fucking. I don't think that's cool. It used to be cool. Like, oh, I don't fucking just... I
don't
don't
think
even
you
cook
do
my
too
meat.
either,
just drag
man.
its ass across the heat and
people like I
that's
get shit
old.
all the time. They're like, "Oh yeah, you wear all that high dollar clothing." Like, man, I buy a lot of my First Light stuff like on the buy sell trade pages, like all the pants and stuff like that.
Yeah.
First of all, I started it because, like I said earlier, I'm freaking cold natured. I'm so sick of being cold in a deer stand. Like I wake up in the morning, is this like 28? I'm like, I walk outside, and I'm like, fuck it.
Do you want to
I'm
really
back
stop at the
inside.
gas station to get gas and soda? And I don't want people thinking I'm poor.
I don't give a fuck.
I do.
I can buy most.
I
of
make
them.
sure my kid, like,
No,
I'll
I
tell
don't
my
care about that.
I'll tell my kid, get your ass back inside. You ain't wearing that to school because people are gonna think I'm poor.
Jody says, behind the scenes, Buddy farts in his ionizer to test it. So
He probably
I guess
does.
it works.
Yo, it don't work against farts. I can tell you that
He gets in
much.
the closet.
That's where Buddy, I give Buddy shit all the time because I'm like, I always, whenever we have our long conversations about shit we don't see eye to eye on, but we always end up agreeing and respecting each other. But I always tell Buddy, I was like, well, maybe one day you won't care so much of what others think. You'll just do what you got to do anyhow.
No, I don't.
But-
It's not that I don't care what people think.
I do not at all.
But-
I'm very far from that.
Then why even care about what you wear?
I don't.
People put clothes on like.
Dude, I have a hat on that you can't even tell what the symbol says, and a pair of Costas that got
Dude,
a crack across
I've seen
the lens.
you with your fucking First Light pants and your First Light sweatshirt.
Because it's comfortable.
And whatever. You could go to fucking Kmart and
Not
find
be
something
warm.
comfortable. Yeah, you
Not
could.
and be warm.
Don't give me that. You're trying to play I don't care, but you're
I
wearing
seriously-
high dollar shit.
Buddy, I have.
You care,
I have-
mother. He cares.
I have Costas on that got a crack across them. This hat hadn't been washed.
Yeah, but in your fucking country boy
1942.
world, that dirty, stanky.
I have.
No,
That's real work sweat.
And
It's
you're
not just
fucking-
I have
stress.
a T-shirt on to a guide company that's been closed for 10 years.
But in your country boy world, that's cool to have a dirty ass hat that has salt stains. That's cool. That's like a cool thing.
no, it's because I'm cheap and I don't want to buy another hat.
Bullshit.
It's fitted well now. I really do not care about that stuff. I literally.
I
bought
wear
First Light.
clothing that matches, and I wear nice clothing
I looked at Huntsworth first because
that
it was
I think is
cheaper.
nice. Now, look, I'm
And-
wearing fucking cheap camo and a fucking Bass hat because I'm dressed like
I'm
a
the
grandpa.
Walmart camo guy. If I could, honestly, if I could afford First Light and shit like that to buy a whole, I would, just because I do like that kind of stuff.
Dude, if I'm seriously, Brendan, I mean it in all seriousness. If I could stay warm
right,
in the Walmart camo,
you got to layer the shit out of it. Yeah,
exactly. But
Yep.
I'm a bow hunter, so then I'm up there and I look like fuckhead on
Stay
the Christmas
Puft Man,
Story.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
but
know, and I
then you
can't
would
put
be.
my
I
arms
look at it
down.
like this, and this is serious without joking. I started off with the same way. Like, I'm not going and spending all that money on camo. I'll go to Walmart.
I did it
and
for
get
a long time.
But I had to go every year and buy the shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't last. It fades. It rips.
It does. It goes to hell pretty quick.
I've
And
had that Sitka setup that I bought 4 years ago. It's still in great fucking shape. Buy it once.
Corey, I've upgraded. I'm Magellan now, so that
Magellan's pretty decent
Magellan's
stuff.
This is a Magellan
But
shirt.
no, I still, man, I've had I bought that shit for turkey season, the same stuff Buddy's wearing, but also I use it for bow season because it's so light and it feels awesome. But dude, I've had the same damn mossy oak fucking like fleece jacket since I started, and I bought it at fucking Walmart at the end of the season in 2017.
Yeah,
but
new camo's cool.
Yeah,
it is.
It's cool when a new pattern comes out. It's like, I like it.
I don't really care. I just want to be warm. Like, literally, I'm not exaggerating. I'll get up and be like, it's cold. I'm going back to bed. Like, I won't go hunting because it's cold. And now, last year...
But you don't use lotion? You sound like a pussy.
I kind of am in the cold. I really am in the cold. Like,
I love it when it's cold, but I like to be warm, too.
I sold every piece of
shots fired
hunting clothes that I had and used the money from... buckets and buckets of like literally
What's
just
hipster?
Overwhelming.
Oh,
sorry.
No.
What's hipster about this hat? This is something my grandpa would wear.
Well,
and this shirt.
the cool thing now. You ever seen on TikTok? You're on
I don't
TikTok.
pay-
All the fucking.
How old is Brian Ward?
All the kids wear
I'm
the Bass
46.
Pro
I don't
hats
give a
now.
fuck
Like,
what kids are doing.
The kids that don't even hunt like to wear those Bass. Like there was a big shortage of them a while back because everybody was going out and buying those Bass
Really?
Pro.
Really?
hats.
I don't. How would I know that? I'm 46 tomorrow.
It's like
I'm 45.
even some of the rappers wear it. It's like somehow those hats hit.
How would I know?
It's like Carhartt.
It's like sometimes you talk about shit
Yeah.
that's like that. I couldn't watch that chick that you sent me today
yeah,
because the way she was talking. I'm not
her
exposed
accent.
to it. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm an old man.
I don't have TikTok.
This
I
is-
had TikTok for
I
a
bought
short
this
period
hat.
of time, and
I
it was
can't-
nothing but a
I
bunch
bought
of
this
women.
hat,
I was
like-
like, man,
yeah.
I'm not. This is stupid.
This is like the hat's like 3 years old, and I fucking bought this shirt specifically for the podcast because I figured it would match my hat, and I
Brian
would look like
Ward's
my
51,
grandpa.
so he's like he
Huh?
ain't a youngin. Brian Ward's 51.
Oh, okay. So I don't know nothing about fucking hipster shit. How do you know?
Well, no, because it is now. There was a big thing about Bass Pro.
His kids probably told him.
His grandkids, you old fucker. I don't got grandkids yet. I can't stay tuned into that shit.
You know, I'll tell you what the secret is, man. If you don't have the silkies that the Army issues, those things are fucking awesome. The Poly Pros
I had the Poly Pros. The
with the
green
waffle
ones.
top. No,
Yeah.
the tan ones.
I've had the green one. I had the Poly Pro.
They don't work.
I bought the I went to Sarge or whatever the heck it was, and I bought the pure poly waffle. It has like the grid stitching in it and all that crap.
Doesn't help you?
cold.
Everything the military designs to keep you warm is designed to keep you warm while moving.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
good
he
point.
You know what I'm saying?
He
It's
and I
wicking.
were talking about the Merino with First Light. He was like, well, they're Western-based moving, stalking, spot and
Yeah,
stalk kind of.
yeah.
And I said, they do, but they have that Merino X, which is some type of, I don't know. Anyhow, last year was I went in, I sold every piece of hunting clothes that I had. Literally, I couldn't go deer hunting the first of last year because I hadn't got anything yet. And I just started researching. I started with Huntsworth because I was like, dude, I'm not spending Sitka and First Light money.
Yeah.
So I went to Rockingham and went to that sporting goods store, and I looked at Huntsworth, and I was like, well, this stuff might be nice, but it's junk to me. And I just did not like it. It may be the best stuff, and it may keep you warm. Then I went to looking at Sitka. Me and you went back and forth.
I'm telling you.
You're like, oh, if you
He
don't
finally came
If you
around.
don't wear this shit, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, man, I'm not doing that. Well, then I started researching, and every video you watch on YouTube, no matter how much Sitka or Huntsworth or Cooey or skier gear or anything like that, everybody comes back and says that First Light's base layers, their merino base layers, are the best in the industry.
Well, merino wool
So,
is fucking.
Yeah.
I bought it. I bought that. I started with the kiln, and then I got the furnace. Now I have everything. That
The underlayer,
they have now.
man. See,
And that's what got me to buying it. But like, okay, these trace pants that I have on now are the first pair of First Light pants, with the exception of that suit that I bought brand new. I normally just get on them buy, sell, trade sites, and guys are like, hey, man, I missed my return tag. I can't return it. It's been out, or I took it out of the package.
Yeah.
And they want half the money for it.
I always try that. I did just buy a my first piece of Sitka gear, but it was it's never been worn, but it was used, I guess you would say.
I don't give a damn.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't like to buy pants and stuff
If it's
that are
gonna keep
used
you
because
warm.
I just don't. Your
Well,
dick and balls have been in it.
Well, I don't care about that. As hell, they're going to clean them. You know, so I mean, I'm gonna wash them as soon as I get them.
I want that new shit.
When I get out there,
Look,
I'm honestly don't want to spend
half
like
off of
pants,
Sitka's $200. So
a pair of pants from First Like's $240.
Well, I'm saying if you go to Sitka, like what
like
you
a
just,
pair of they're what they
It's the
consider
same.
jeans.
you just spent $470 on 2 items, and that was at 40% off.
Why you got to tell everybody that?
Brian Ward
Oh.
asks, have you guys looked at Osseo or Origin?
Osseo is the
Osseo.
other one I was thinking of.
Never heard of it.
The guy, Don Higgins. He's like the whitetail. He's killed the deer, bunch of deer over 200 inches. He owns Real World Wildlife Seed.
Okay.
He's good with Osseo, and that's one that I never could go anywhere to try it out to see. But when I started doing all my research, like Osseo, I didn't like. Comes back to I don't really care because I don't think the camo pattern matters to the deer. I want to like it.
I like the that's
I
what I'm
wanna
saying.
like it.
I did watch one of those
The
videos.
Sitka fucking camo is awesome.
I like the subline or what did I just
subalpine.
get? Subalpine.
Subalpine.
And
I did watch.
I like
It's the same
some,
thing, it's just
but
green.
I hunt solids. Like
okay,
a
that's
lot of
fine.
times
I'm
I
just
hunt
saying,
solids.
camo's cool, bro.
It is. Yeah,
Like
they
I
got
even
a
like
bunch of it.
I even like this camo when it's in like the regular camo, like the old school
like the
duck
hoodies
camouflage.
you had made and stuff. Yeah, the old brown camo.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love that
Yeah.
crap. Yeah.
I did watch a thing on YouTube. It was like a 45-minute video, and I sat through the whole thing. And they actually did break down camo and test it, and like they used deer vision as close as they could get to what a deer sees with the the ultraviolet and shit like that. And they did prove that one of the best patterns for deer's vision is Sitka.
The digital,
The
Gore
timber.
Optifade.
Yeah, so it does work. Like it does make a difference.
Elevated.
Now, you're still a blob in the tree, so
I
it's
wanna
about
see
sitting
that.
still. Yeah.
See,
it's
here's
a
the thing-
It's an actual study where they sat down and broke it all down, and he wasn't biased. He's like, I'm not trying to, the
Well,
guy.
it
I've
is-
seen that.
It is digitally made.
It's specifically made. They didn't say let's make it and see how the deer react. They said how does a deer see? Let's make it.
Yeah.
And so they designed one which you just ordered, which is going to be for like lower elevations. You're on the ground, you're walking, you're in the terrain and walking like hillside. They designed the elevated. That's why it's more like gray, brown, orange. It's even got like some like orangish colors in there because it will help blend in with the sky and the canopy. So you got canopy, blue, white. And it just, so when they look up, if they happen to look up, it blends you in like lighter and darker. Whereas if you're going to be elevated in the subalpine, you're just going to be a big black blob. Yeah. That's why I went with it. Plus, I like it better.
What y'all's?
I like them both, though. I've got both.
I have both as well now.
Yeah.
And, well, I'm not at the moment until the other one comes in. Like I have that Equinox hoodie. Like I don't own anything. I got rid of the few things I had Sitka, but that Equinox hoodie. That's the best.
That's
dude,
great.
That's the best piece of clothing.
And when you go to the
that I
bonfire, you can be the coolest kid
I
on
know,
the
man.
block.
I have a hat though.
Straighten the bill out.
Yeah. And every now and again, I leave my headlamp.
I
on
do.
my
Look,
hat.
the Sitka hat. Everybody always makes fun of me because I don't. I wear my stuff. I like my stuff to stay as brand new as long as possible. So I don't even take.
It's all a tool to me.
I don't even take the stickers
Well,
off the shit. They fall off.
Sitka does an end of year exchange. You can change all your gear out at the end of the year, end of the season. Did y'all know that?
No.
Yeah, you can send your gear back in and get brand new gear on their clothing every season. Yep.
For free?
Yes, they do a season exchange. Yep. You can exchange your gear
Say
every
what?
season. Yes. Y'all didn't know that?
But there's
No.
no possible way they can.
Because I
Swear
got
to
my
God.
pants are starting to wear out.
Every end of season, you can exchange your gear. If you buy Sitka gear and you have,
That's so detrimental.
That is the number one reason to spend $2,000 on all Sitka shit. If you can every year get
Just
new
exchange
shit,
it because I was looking the other day, like that Stratus jacket that you ordered me, dude, from 2020 to 2021. Dude, they changed a bunch on it. Made it a lot better.
Well, they do. They are. But you can exchange your gear at the end. Because I was on one of those Sitka forums and everyone's like, "Oh, my zipper broke. What should I do?" They said, "No, wait till the end of the season and you can just send your gear in and they'll send you replacements." They stand by that, and that's freaking cool. To me,
that's worth the money. I'm going to look into that.
Yeah.
Not that I've already
I
bought
don't
it,
care
but
what the name is. I don't care the
yes,
brand. Dude.
heated vest.
I just want to be warm.
heated vest.
right.
Dude, I
you
have
can
a
even get
Volt.
heated fucking pants now. You don't
get heated socks.
Yeah. So
jackets,
why
bibs,
even buy camo?
hats.
You don't need it.
Yeah.
My real quick question.
I got a Volt heated. I love that.
What's your all's opinion on facial camo? Like I always paint up when I'm in the tree.
I wear a mask.
Just because of the movement. Like with a rifle, you don't have as much movement and you're farther away.
Yeah.
But I think one thing, with the sharks, it's been proven that sharks will go for element of surprise. And I believe that predator animals look for this. They look for the eyes. They're naturally programmed to see the eyes.
The whites of your eyes.
So I think deer as prey as well, like I think our eyes can give us away because that deer might be looking up at you and you're standing perfectly still, but they can see your face.
Yeah,
they can see your facial
I
movements.
duck my hat, man. I close my eyes a lot.
Do you?
Yeah, if
you're
I
talking
notice
about
I
that.
see me,
Yeah.
I'll-
you camo your face. If you're not going to camo your face
For bow hunting,
you
at
should
least.
fucking
Early season, I wear camo because I don't want a freaking face mask over my nose.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
already hot enough. After that, I wear a face
But
mask.
Those turkey masks
the,
work
The
good.
Under Armour one though, literally, it keeps me a little like cooler. And I know Under Armour's kind of like the blue collar camo, but their early season camo is actually pretty dope. And I fucking got the mask. It's got the holes in it, and when it's hot outside, I think Todd Applesauce was like, "How do you wear that shit?" I'm like, it actually, when you're fully covered and it's hot, it'll keep you cooler.
See, and that's the thing. In a deer stand, I'll paint my face. When
Yeah.
I'm bass fishing, I'll wear a buff over my face. And it
Because
won't
the
bother
sun,
me.
yeah,
and
right.
it's 3,000 degrees
Yeah,
hotter.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? But in a
Either
deer
or.
stand,
I don't like to
feel
paint my
I'm,
face.
I feel like I'm sitting there just like breathing in my own funk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't-
Until I can figure out. Well, I got holes in mine.
So does that one.
Until I can
too.
figure out how to make my own like black paint, I don't know what's in that stuff you're smearing. You know what I'm saying? It could be like aluminum and silver.
It's probably not great for you.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't want to put it on my skin.
It does help with the bugs a little bit too. On
I remember that shit we had to use in the
yeah.
army. Did you ever use that
Oh,
green
God,
stick?
that shit you had to-
you gotta
it's-
drag it
it's
across
a-
your
yeah,
The
face.
chapstick, it's like one side's
Yeah.
light,
And
loam, and
you would
then
look like
light
you were
green.
wearing eye makeup for a week because you
Yeah.
couldn't get it
You
off.
couldn't get the shit off. Yeah.
that shit, man.
You
But
gotta
I know
go
that
over
shit
there.
was bad
it
for you.
hurts. Use your wife's makeup remover and your cheeks so damn. They'll
Yeah.
like be red and hurting.
I
Yeah.
have had deer spook. Like, I noticed one time there was a time when I had those does and that buck came in real close, and I was in an archery area, and it was early season. I was camoed up, and I was sitting there staring at the deer, and the deer was staring right up at me, and she couldn't figure out what I was. She kept stomping, trying to get me to move, but
Yeah.
I was like almost blackened.
Well,
That's how
think
much pain I
about
had
it.
on.
You watched the documentary on, or the experiment on the camo. You see that they see black and white, they see lights and all that. You're all camoed up,
Shadows
and then
is
your
really
white
what you
ass
see.
face
Yeah.
is moving. You're doing this. So
Yep.
it's hard to stay still.
It is.
Now, when you see the deer, you can stay still.
Isn't that crazy? As soon as you see a deer,
You're
fuck,
like,
I'm a statue.
but when you're waiting on it and you're trying to, you're like, so you know what I did this year? Because I've spooked deer before. I didn't even know they were there because I moved my feet. In the climber, I fucking got a camo burlap, or the
I
cur-
noticed that when you sent me a picture.
Yeah,
the
I
other day.
wrapped it around and I used. That's how I
Yeah.
cut my finger, because I fucking was jabbing a hole through it and I had my finger anyway. So I hung it down, and I can move my feet now. And basically, everything.
That's what we do in ladder stands.
Yeah,
We've
it's the same thing.
Just like hunting
and all
on
you
the
do
ground
is
line.
roll it up. Whenever you put your summit together, you roll it up and then you tuck it behind. It's fine. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass, but when I take a picture, I sent him a picture of it in black and white. I just had it about 4 feet off the ground. It's like you're invisible, and it does work. It's a little bit more work, but it works pretty good. So you have all this invisibility, and then your face is just white or black if you're a black dude, and it's moving. You want to break up that silhouette. And maybe it just looks like leaves rustling if you move your face, So you should paint your face camo, and you should wear a face mask, either or, I think. And if you don't, and you still kill deer, well, good on you.
Oh God!
Yeah, you're doing good.
Joshua Fuchs says, "Buddy, use charred cork for your face paint. It's organic. Don't do that." That's
Charred what?
Charred cork.
Yeah, no, that's what they used to paint blackface
That's
with.
right. Use the burnt pine bark at the base of your tree. I mean, that's
true.
Yeah,
No, that's- I mean,
that's a good point.
burnt cork
Just be
is the
careful with that
original
burnt
camo.
cork, because don't go to 7-Eleven after you go hunting
Why?
unless you wash off.
Why's that?
Because blackface.
Nobody knows that shit.
All right.
How many people know that's how? Did you know that? That the white actors that wore blackface, that they didn't have makeup back then. They used burnt cork.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You knew that? Well, a lot of people don't. I don't know.
Yeah, that's where the whole deal off of Tropic Thunder and all that came
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. What was that movie? They remember that Michael Rappaport was in a movie. Anyway, with Damon.
Yeah,
Wayans.
charred cork is anti-allergenic though, and it doesn't
Yeah.
itch and mess up your face, and it might even.
But I could do
Imagine
all
it
that,
sweat off bad.
or I could just put a face mask on because I don't mind
Yeah.
wearing it. So there you go. Yeah.
I don't even. When it's really cold though, I like to mask up.
I
when
like a
it's-
face mask when it's cold.
when it's cold, but it's still. It just. I feel like I don't know. My senses are being
They're being dampened.
Yeah, but the one I've got,
not worried.
Under
about,
Armour makes it. It kind of go. I don't know how to explain it, but you don't lose vision. It's like comes straight down, and then the mouth part is over it.
That's a big thing.
And
too,
it's got
almost.
holes in it, so you're not breathing in your own fucking funk like you're wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Cody says, with all that scent control, you guys aren't worried about the smell of Copenhagen. I think this comes up every time.
I don't do it.
Copenhagen smells like wintergreen. It's not something that they are scared
but
of.
they're used to it because, I mean, think of how many people dip in the field. There's Cope spit everywhere around.
Not only that,
base.
but the wintergreen is it smells like the woods. I don't think
Copenhagen is detrimental to scent. I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't dip, never have, so I don't.
Maybe
I have no.
maybe straight Copenhagen. But tobacco is an organic thing.
But you get in a deer stand with coffee.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people like, I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people that smoke. I used to smoke when I smoked cigarettes. I'd smoke in my deer stand.
I don't think that deer are smart.
You know how
I
many
don't
damn
think
deer
deer.
Greg Bishop's killed us?
I don't think deer is as smart as everybody. You guys make them out to be. They're not smart.
When I was a kid and I smoked
You give them too much
cigarettes,
credit.
That was the time that I had to smoke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Was sitting in a deer stand, dude. I put cigarettes out to shoot deer before.
Yeah.
You know.
I am a former cigarette smoker, and I've
Zenachina.
smoked. If you get high enough in the tree, I don't believe that the smoke even drifts down that far. It just keeps blowing up.
Hell, I don't know. I really
I don't know either, but I don't think coffee's going to run them off either, because anything organic is not going to spook them, I don't think. Even like piss and shit, like Willie peeing in a fucking bottle.
I'll pee out a tree.
I'll pee out the motherfucking tree.
Pee after 10 minutes turns into just ammonia anyway.
Yeah.
You can piss right there.
And I don't really think that smoking scares deer as much as the motion.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
motion.
movement.
Or
Like,
drinking,
I think
drinking your coffee or something.
A fine, not a Black and Mild, but even a Black and Mild would probably,
Hey,
because
don't
it's
be hating on
vanilla.
Black and Milds,
like
man.
a nice cigar has a very vanilla aroma. I bet you this would be an attractant.
Shit, I love a cigar.
The only reason why I
I'd
don't
come
smoke them in the
into
tree
it.
because they're fucking expensive. And whatever, if I can,
If I have to
Hey, look,
snuff it out, I'm going to be pissed.
this is a cheap cigar. This is a cheap cigar that costs $7.50.
Most of the ones I smoke are between $13 and $15.
13 and like yeah. So
and that's an everyday kind of deal.
Right.
You know, a good cigar is even more.
a good cigar, a really good cigar is like $100.
Yeah.
50. I got a freaking a Fuente cigar that's
to
like
me,
$40.
Like an Opus.
Yeah, Opus,
You know,
it's an Opus Forbidden.
You get an Opus Forbidden. You know, they're like $45 to $60 depending on where you get them from.
Y'all have your tree treat. Like, I always bring something that I look for. Like, I have my red Gatorade. That's my thing.
A broadhead.
What's that?
Broadhead.
Broadhead?
That's my tree treat. I want to go kill something.
No, I always bring a
coffee.
red Gatorade. I mean, it seems like I don't know, it's just me, but I'll usually wait like about an hour before I'm getting down. That's like my thing to look forward to, so I'll crack my little Gatorade. But
Mine's the Snickers.
I
bar.
did find it's a fucking 1 gram of sugar bar. It's shit.
It's okay. No, we're good. We're still on the chat.
I guess it's a keto bar, but it tastes like a glazed donut. It's called
I
a
know,
one
yep.
bar with coffee.
I want to try that.
That shit is good, bro. It tastes like a glaze, but it's only got 1 gram of sugar. That's why I got
wanna
it.
try that. I'm bad, man,
and the
for-
s'mores one is good
And
too.
it's a
man.
one bar?
It's called one bar. Go in the section of the gas station where they have like the Cliff bars.
Yeah. I
and
used
it's
to
called
eat the Cliffs until I read what was in them.
Yeah,
They're
so did
terrible
I.
for
So
you.
did I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Cody said he had 2 deers run on him last year mid piss. Great experience aside from not being able to grab my bow because his hands were full. And then Corey says
What did
hands
he
were
have
full.
in his
Sure.
hands?
Yeah. It must be hard to put that tweezer away and grab
Yeah,
your bow.
right. I was gonna say that sounds like
you
a
talk
white
shit.
name. We know you ain't now.
No, but did the deer spook when they smelled your piss? That's what I
No.
want to know. No, they didn't. These deer are surprising, man. Like they're pretty conditioned.
First of all, if
They're-
a deer were to smell a cigar, how many fucking soldiers are out there smoking Nicaraguan tobacco? Very few, right? There are very few.
I would say just a couple of them. But
There's a couple of them
not
because
in
they're
the woods more
expensive,
than
right?
likely. Yeah.
Exactly. So if a deer smelled this, it would be curious about it. Even a mature buck would be curious. Like, what is that? You know, it doesn't know
They're
what
so
it
hard
is.
to come by. I don't want to find out. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
you know what I mean? That's my thing. Is
I don't want to
not
find
knowing.
out, but I wouldn't be able to enjoy it.
But my thing would like. People are talking about like don't pee out of your tree or Now I don't want to shit where I hunt.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Like
in a double sense.
I
of
shit
words.
in my climate.
he's got a method.
Yeah,
it
I
works.
know you have a bag and all this. this whole ordeal.
three fucking shopping bags and a Ziploc bag, and you are fucking taking it out of the woods. You don't smell it. You can pack it away.
You don't smell it, but they could probably still smell it.
No, they can't smell it. They don't care, even if they could smell it.
Yeah.
Well, my thing is with
They're
that.
not. Even if you took a shit right outside your tree stand and left it piled there, that's not going to scare deer away. They don't give a fuck about that.
My thing is when it comes to that, like I think it's coming to an end now. They're like doing the cleanup aspect of it. But right there before bow season until here recently, there was like a 20,000 troop training program going on from Holland.
And there's porta potties out randomly out there.
Yeah, but how many of them are really using them?
Yeah,
they don't. They piss everywhere.
So so you're going to tell me from Holland all the way back to friggin' Latham? No, all the deer.
If
left.
a deer,
they left.
Yeah, they just left.
If
that
a deer
area.
ran from every foreign smell, it would never fucking move. It would walk in a fucking circle. It would never get up. So look, I'm
They
doing
have storage
I'm
receptors.
using the ion thing. I keep my fucking look. I have my hunting clothes in a fucking scent lock bag. I get dressed in the fucking woods. I have specific clothes that I wear to the woods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they stay in a
I
box.
get dressed on a rubber mat, butt ass naked.
Me too.
Yeah.
But when I go from my house to the point where I'm changing, I have specific clothes that I wear, and
I'll just wear whatever.
I keep them in a
I
tub,
usually
and they
wear
smell
my-
like acorns.
Yeah.
I'm doing all that. Do I think it's the key? No.
Hell,
I'm just doing it.
I check cameras on certain winds.
really.
I won't go.
No.
You know, if I have like if I'm at XYZ where I always put a camera up because it's a place historically where I've always had good deer on camera. If I know them deer show up there at the end of October through the Thanksgiving weekend, I'll set that camera up where I can to where it's at to where I can check it with whatever the predominant wind is normally. So
I need to play the wind a little bit more. I'm starting to learn more about it because, like I said, I was that day when I saw that buck. I stayed upwind of him the entire time. Downwind is where you don't want to be downwind.
you don't want to be down
Yeah.
there.
The wind was
blowing to
blowing.
the right.
The
You want
wind
the
was
wind
blowing
hitting you in the
from
face.
your.
It was blowing
right
this way,
to the. It was
so I was facing that way.
It was blowing on my back, and
we
were facing the same way, so it was blowing this way, and he was over here.
He was checking the air, but he was not.
I was
even
only
concerned
like,
about.
I think that day I was
where I
only like
was.
500 yards. I've never hunted in the tree that he was in. I've hunted to your left. There's that, that if you follow that trail, it goes up to a fire break.
Yeah.
And the fire break is actually the boundary line road, which I didn't know when I first started hunting this area. Now I'm really going to give it away. I forgot that we're alive. Yeah, anyway.
Shut up.
Yeah.
No, but, sorry.
I got to pee so bad, and we got to wrap it up. It's almost
The one thing I
I
do
don't know what you put a damn air conditioner on. I'm about to freeze my ass.
I put it on
off.
69.
God darn.
Because we got to sit in here. It's better when you got all these lights and everything.
walking into my spot. Though,
I don't want my
stay-
makeup to run.
I try to play the wind when I'm walking in though. Like I don't go where I'm going to leave my scent and it's going to go around. So I try to like skirt minimally. Once I get in and I see which tree, I try to stay minimally like in contact with everything around
But
me.
you know, playing the wind. I was gonna say this. I got that fucking milkweed, and I fucking use it,
I need
and I
some.
throw it out when I first get there. I'm like, okay,
John, you want to break me off some of your freaking kilos of milkweed next time you come in?
Dude, I got plenty.
Yeah.
You don't live that far from me.
it
Yeah,
changes.
I'll pick some up.
All right, but yeah, I have one growing out front, but
How do you go to base? Do you come?
I go through Parkton, unless
Okay.
I'm going to like on the Garrison, like if I'm going to
Then
K
you'll
or
go
J
87 or something like
yeah, I
that.
go up All American and I go up Yadkin because that's quicker
Well, one
for me.
day
but
just come through Hope Mills and go through like Stony
Like
Point,
Old
Jack
Town.
Britt.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yep, yep.
I'll
how do you
That's- that's
go?
the way
You
I
going
go
through
out.
Wayside all the time? That's where I if I'm hunting that side.
Bragg in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
yeah, I go when I'm going out to any other area where I don't have to go through a gate. I go out that parked into like towards Rayford out that way, and then I hit 401 and go up into Plank
I
Road.
gotta go renew my pass one day this week.
Yeah,
You know what's? I had to. I don't need a pass. My VA card. I tried to come in the other night. I took a long way home because it was a lot of fire breaks. So I wanted to just. I had the lights on. I was just trying to see if I could see any deer. And I get all the way to the Longstreet Gate, and my fucking card. They say it's expired. So I had to go
card?
all the way around.
Oh,
I had to
shit.
go to fucking 690. It took me like 2 hours to get home. I go to the fucking VA to get a new one. They're like, this thing's not expired.
What?
So I go back to the gate yesterday. An All-American comes up expired.
It should be linked to your driver's license now.
I had last time.
Mine's not. So I had to go to the fucking thing and get it relinked.
My
And
paper wouldn't scan.
Yeah, they have a lot of issues.
And I
check
was
your
like,
weapons too, because I got my weapons thing updated because your weapons fucking list expires.
I bow hunt.
Oh, you never bring a gun on? Oh, then you ain't got to worry about it.
Yep.
I love bow hunting, but I can't wait to get my rifle out. I think I saw a big ass buck the other night. It was probably about 200 yards away, but it was getting dark, and I think what it was doing was on a limb, like rubbing its head. But it could have been a squirrel jumping on a fucking thing.
It's one of the two.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a fucking bino. All I have
I was
is
going to ask you, why don't you showed your pack? Why don't you have a good set of binoculars?
I found my nice Bushnells. I'm going to bring them out.
I don't
next time.
see any need for them.
Really?
None at all. Yes, it would have helped me identify what I was looking at 200 yards, but I'm bow hunting. He didn't,
You know how much I use them scouting?
I don't fucking,
Standing under big oak
like
trees
them.
and stuff like that.
I don't see a need. Now, if I was walking and we were out west and we need glass, find the deer that we're going to close in on, yeah, but I'm sitting in a fucking
I
tree.
can scout from the truck with my binoculars.
There's been times this season where I've
I'm
seen
not good
something
enough
and
for
I
that.
kind of wish I had my binos because it was just far enough where I wasn't sure exactly what it was. But
I
Yeah,
keep
but
mine on
what
my
would the
chest,
binos
hunting
done? It would have
and scouting.
identified
at
what
least
you
I
were
knew it was
looking
a
at.
deer though, and
Then you
I
can, you can
make-
enjoy watching
bring it
them.
in. Yeah,
Huh?
You can enjoy watching them then.
yeah.
I want to kill him. If I see him and I can't kill him, I get pissed.
I like
But we got
watching
cold
too.
weather moving. It should be.
I like killing him.
Yeah, this
motherfucker.
weekend it's going to freaking rain all damn weekend, though.
Yeah, this weekend is.
Yeah, but like Sunday, everyone's like, it was raining. It rained up in the northeast side of Bragg.
Yeah, but this is off
It
of
only
tropical.
rained for like an hour. After that, it was fucking
This
nice.
is off a tropical depression, though. This ain't like a little storm.
Yeah,
front
it's coming in,
moving
man.
Yeah,
Waves
it's-
are going to be 15 feet on Saturday.
Yeah,
so,
friggin', you're talking
yeah.
Friday afternoon until Monday morning rain.
Oh, you hunting tomorrow?
Yep.
No.
You hunting tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm going to try to get out there because I'll be gone the weekend. But
You know where I'll be.
Where are you going
Where
to
I'm
be?
always at.
At work?
Fucking
oh,
working.
real
I'm
quick,
going. I'm not going in the morning tomorrow, but I will be in the tree from 3
And I
o'clock.
think
no, from 2:30
I
till
think
dark.
My
I'll
wife's
be
out
in
of
my
town
tree.
tomorrow too, so I'll have kids after
I'm gonna
work.
go.
So yeah, I damn sure won't be. I will try my absolute best to break away and go Thursday if y'all want to go Thursday.
Yeah.
yeah,
going
Thursday I want to
Thursday.
go. I'm leaving Friday
Yo,
morning.
the
remotely,
fucking
so-
red moon is this week, man. This is like the fucking. If you follow that shit,
Yeah.
well, if you,
I even downloaded the app though. I paid $16 for that stupid friggin' thing.
So
I don't even know.
start
what it
paying
means.
attention to it.
Pressure
I
in
don't
the
even
moon.
know what it means. Like
Just
it
look.
does. It tells you bedding area, transition zone, field edge.
That's where they're going to be.
at 4:34 p.m.
Yeah, that's not tomorrow though, right?
That's today.
That's today. Tomorrow is like 5:20.
Fuck, damn, you look at this a lot. Don't you?
I'm playing. I know where I'm going.
5:28.
Oh,
Buddy's
look,
gonna be on a field.
I'm already.
somewhere.
I know which climber I'm bringing because the area I'm going to requires a specific climber.
Let's see.
I'm all about
So-
it.
Let's see what DeerCast says in lieu of.
on the note of CWD testing, I got to experience the process. I just want to let everybody know. It's voluntary right now, but there will be a week where it's mandatory. It's super simple. All you got to do, first thing you do, just take that deer's head off. They have bags for it. You put your name, it's linked to your
What if I want to mount it?
If you want to mount it, they have a process for it
Okay,
as well.
gotcha,
He'll ask
okay.
you. So when you go into the shed, the biologist will ask you if you want to have it tested. I just went in, it was a doe, so I just took the head off, put it right in a bag, and you just put your name and it's connected to your tag number on the thing, and within a day they picked it up and they're already tested. I haven't got the results back. I'm pretty sure it's fine. That deer was taken in Hoke County too, so I'm not really worried about where it was,
Friday and Saturdays.
Is that Hoke County?
That's Hoke
Yeah,
County,
no.
yeah.
What'd you
So
say?
Friday and Saturday good, especially
Thursday,
I
yes,
know. I'll be. Hey,
afternoon.
BT, the man himself, says Thursday should be good, so that's
Yeah.
a sign. But
Thursday.
it's super easy, guys, just to get your things tested if you want to. But I think our week is the week of the rut when we have to get tested. But they have a freezer right there. They just put it in a red bag, and the biologists or the
Everybody should, man. I mean,
The-
hell,
yeah.
you're helping yourself.
yeah. Now
I don't know. I watched a video on a guy last night. His deer came back with CWD. He still ate it.
I
on
you
YouTube.
fine,
I did a little. I got into a
So why do
little,
we care?
little CWD rabbit hole, and there have been instances where it came and then it went away. It was eliminated. So maybe we'll be lucky if it does come. Maybe that was just a chance thing that happened last year. The one that was taken wasn't on Bragg. It was actually in Eastover.
Eastover, yeah. I know exactly where it was. Hell, I
So-
know who killed him.
Yeah.
Yep. But
Aren't you
it's
special? He's like,
hopefully
yep, I do.
hopefully I get my results back here soon because I'm itching. I got to go get that deer and process it out anyways. But
Yeah, I wouldn't leave that thing hanging. I guess it's okay. You
It's
can leave
fine.
them hanging in there for about 2 or 3 weeks before
nah,
you process
they get.
them, but
they-
I wouldn't.
They're generally cool, but they get when
That's not a freezer. If it was
No.
frozen solid,
But it's-
but then when it thaws
They-
out, you gotta fucking eat it.
If you freeze them, then they don't age. If you cool them, they age.
Yeah, but aging deer meat doesn't do it any good. It
I got
makes
it.
it
Cody.
bad.
Cody asked
Not to me,
if
it
you
don't.
can leave the
Really?
carcass in there while it's waiting for testing. I haven't picked mine up yet. I need to. Actually, I'm picking up tomorrow. I'll ask Cody when I'm over there. I'll confirm that because that should be an option because it shouldn't go anywhere until they know it's clean. And second of all, you're gonna have to destroy it anyways.
No, you
Yeah,
don't.
no,
if it
you
comes
don't
back
have
with
to.
CWD, you don't have to destroy it. People still
even
eat
if
it.
it comes back, people are still eating them. But the thing is, too, is there's not enough storage freezer cooler
Right,
wise
for everybody to
for
store their
everybody
deer.
to do that.
Yeah.
So you're just going to have to
take your fucking
friggin'
deer home,
chances
process it, and
Yeah.
if it comes back with CWD and
Eat
you
it.
and you don't want to eat it, then give it away or throw it away after it's been frozen. But don't fucking.
Yeah, just be honest though and be like, hey man, it come back with CWD and I don't
Yeah,
want
yeah,
it.
yeah,
So
tell
someone else
people.
Don't give it
will.
to someone and be like, here.
Look,
Yeah.
I don't even really like eating it anyway. So like, I don't want your fucking meat. And if it comes back with CWD, I'm not going to eat it. But I'll gladly give it away.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, if anybody wants deer meat, all they got to do is come fucking get the motherfucker. As soon as I check it in, come get it. It's yours. Because I don't want to process it.
I'll be hitting you up.
I don't want to pay.
That's all we
Willie
eat.
gets it now. Willie normally, like, because I can just drop it. I don't want to have to skin it. You know, I don't want to get now.
If you
I give you a
in my
deer,
house that's not a steak, it's a deer.
Yep.
well,
It
no,
doesn't matter what
I
we
got
make.
it, and I do eat it
From
you know,
enchiladas and chili on down to spaghetti and burgers.
but I don't got time for that shit. You know, I don't have a lot of freezer space.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking.
But you make
I
shea butter rub.
That's easy. That's quick though.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's
that's
cooking
easy.
deer meat.
No, I can cook it. I cook it all the time. I just don't have a lot of space. I tag out every fucking year. What am I going to do with all that meat?
I don't
Eat
know.
it.
Quit shooting somebody if you don't need them.
No, he needs them. You need
Okay,
them.
well,
Other
I
people
don't
need
need
them.
'em.
I don't shoot them and leave them in the fucking woods. I'm not sadistic.
Okay. Yeah,
No,
okay.
no, I eat that deer, man. I eat every part I
Yeah.
can.
I used
Yeah.
to, and I used to enjoy processing them.
I
I
used
eat
to.
it.
Now it sucks.
But I'm over it now. I'm like,
I'll clean them and shit like that. and
I was so proud
I'll
of
knock the back
myself.
straps out of them and friggin' eat them and stuff. But after that, I'm like, man, piss
Well,
on
I
this.
think
I'm
we-
taking it to Mr. Barnes.
I used to
Yeah.
like my ex-wife would take the picture of the deer, and then the deer hanging, and then the processing, and then the meal that was made, and it was like, yeah, I was proud of that. Now I could give a fuck less. I want horns, motherfucker.
That's how
I want
I
a
am.
big old buck. Keep your
That's all I
fucking
am.
dough.
I want to start every year. I want to. My problem is like last year is I want to figure out where I'm going to put. You've been upstairs. I want to figure out where the next one's going to go.
Yeah.
I got to start all over because Psycho cunt burned all my shit.
I ran
God,
over.
that sucks.
I got one.
I
It's not
ran
even
out
the
of
best
wall
one.
space, and now I'm on pedestals.
Damn.
Yeah, but then you got fucking bullshit mounted like fucking coyotes and ducks and shit.
I got a coyote. That's the first one I ever live trapped.
Take that fucking all them ducks and birds down, and what else you got?
Crazy as hell.
That
Some of
shit.
them damn ducks are harder to kill than
Dude,
a
I
damn
fucking
whitetail.
kill a duck out my window.
Duck hunting's
those.
tough
You got
around
fucking got a
here.
squirrel. Like it
Not
doesn't-
those.
dude, you should have nothing but deer
These are
on your
friggin'-
wall.
I got quite a few.
Yeah, I know, but you need space. Take the fucking ducks down. No one
No,
cares about
them
that shit.
Ducks
Yep.
ain't coming down.
Oh, something just popped up, but it's just a tab. But yeah, man, next week start to be getting good, and then we're in what? We're in the October, and then it gets real hot. Hey, what
Oh.
for the contest?
Contest. Oh, I
Yeah.
need to make a short
What-
out of this.
What's the deadline for that? Deadline. What?
September 30th is what
No,
you
for the
posted.
payment, right? Or is-
September 30th is the deadline for the payment.
But
now,
you can kill a deer today.
you can kill a day
Right.
tomorrow. And,
When's
and
the
still
actual?
enter.
My question is, and a couple other people. When's the actual like competition deadline? When are we judge? When is the judgment and the winner?
January 1st will be the
Oh,
end.
it's the end of the season.
January 2nd.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it all the way to the
punch
end
the
of the season.
pictures the second.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
how many days are you going to get people to vote?
We don't know yet. I'm thinking now that we should retract that and only let the people. I think it would be better if only the people that entered after they voted for themselves vote on
No,
those
hell,
deer.
you let the whole page vote.
You think so?
Yeah,
I agree.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Hell, you're going to have
Okay.
12 people in the big buck competition.
Yeah,
And then
pot's
it's gonna
getting
take-
up there, man.
I don't
Then it's
know.
gonna-
I think we're only gonna. I think we'll probably only have about 4 bucks that'll actually.
And the only reason being is because you're basically giving it. You're basically having a big buck competition that's a reader's choice.
But
finale.
it's a best buck though.
That's what I'm saying.
So your buck could have more inches and way more, but if
and
mine
still,
has a
that's what
split
I mean.
tine,
If you went to where if you did a scoreboard to where you did 1 point for every pound it weighs, 1 point for however old it is, and then 1 point for every inch of antler.
Yeah.
Then you would have more people coming in because right now you can shoot a 2.5-year-old 125-inch deer with double drop.
We will
tines,
do that.
And a dude kills a 160 and he gets beat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
no,
what- yeah.
but we'll do what you just said as long as you're
you
the
can't
one
get
that.
anybody to measure them.
Yeah,
and I
it-
don't have time either.
Exactly.
The boys up there aren't.
So
gonna
if
do
somebody
it.
else, look, I would love to do that, and that's exactly what I mean.
I tell you what we could.
and I was talking to Don about it, and I was just like,
Donald ain't gonna do it.
No.
yeah, he got stuck in that.
he
already.
did that with the QDMA.
Yeah.
He was like, well, maybe we'll get the Bragg guys to do it. No, man, look, this is a gentleman's bet.
Yep.
You know, and I've been asked a lot of questions about how do we stop people from cheating. Man, there's always a way to cheat.
Yeah.
If $100 is something that you're not willing to lose and never see again, this is not the fucking competition for you.
No, it's not.
You know, it's a gentleman's competition. I'm gonna take it at the word of everybody. Like, I don't think that most of the people that are there, maybe there's one guy, and you know who you are, motherfucker, that I might be like, did you kill that motherfucker on post? But if I lose $100, I'm not going to cry about it. And I'm not saying that.
That's your conscience.
You know
what I mean?
Exactly.
If it's that important to you.
Because I think I think we're looking at a pot now. If everybody that's pre-committed puts their money in, I think we're looking at about $1,000 now.
Yeah.
And Randy's holding the money.
I tell you what I had thought about when you started that, because I knew there'd be an issue with trying to find someone to measure and all that other stuff. Well, when you go in, he's already weighed and he's aged.
Yeah.
So that right there is already taken care of for you. So what I was going to suggest, and if it was something y'all want to do, we probably have to do it next year, unless you wanted to retract it and see what. Anyhow, the biologist is going to age it. The biologist is going to weigh it.
Yep.
So you write that down and have the biologist while you're there sign off on it.
Yeah.
Well, January 2nd, everybody meets at over at such and such that entered it.
I am down with that too.
With your horns.
Yeah.
We measure it.
Yeah.
You add it to your points, and then when
Boom.
everything's said and done,
see,
hand the money
if you
over.
would have fucking responded when we were talking, that's the way we will do it. That's fine. I like that better.
Getting them measured as they go. No,
it's gonna be chaos.
I never even thought about that. So if you enter, you already have your weight and you already have your age,
and all you do is you put it on a card.
Right.
I
like that better.
Yeah. When you have a card or a piece of paper and you say, hey Chris, or hey Joe, or hey Jeff, whatever, initial this for me.
Yeah.
And you'll know. I mean, if
no,
it's
I like
really
that
them.
idea. No,
and
I
then
like that.
January 2nd or 5th or
And
whatever the next Saturday is, everybody meets back at headquarters.
Yeah. And if you don't fucking show up and you don't bring your deer, then you don't fucking win. Don't cry.
Yeah, bring 3 or 4, white tables, and you stand there with your deer, with your piece. We write your score on it. Whoever
I see. I'll miss that. I may have to fly back for that.
Ray has a good point.
Like to be there.
It's got to stay best buck and not most friends voting. Yeah, that's
well. Here's the thing about that too is only people on the page could vote, and
that's what I said. You got to.
There's not a whole lot of people that are on the page that are like friendly. You know what I mean? There's not like who has 10 friends. I don't fucking have 10 friends. Now,
no, I think I don't think if you do best bucks, I don't think that it could be left up to just who entered, because that's going to be very biased.
Yeah, but me, you, Bennett, Greg, we could all sit. Okay, we all vote for ourselves.
You can only hit the like button once. Though.
No. We could just vote in ourselves. Like, look, that's a nice buck, but Jonathan's is better. Like, so I vote for myself, and then I vote for you, or I vote for Brennan's, or something like that. And whoever gets the most second votes, because I'm voting for myself, motherfucker. That's just the way it is.
Well, it should. I agree, though. It should be weight, age, and points. Period.
The way you just said it, I didn't even think about.
Yeah.
So let's change it.
Like Corey says, got to make it quantitative. Take opinion and preference out of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But see, because I never even thought about that process.
I can guarantee
but trying to get
there's
people,
a lot more people that like Bennett Toller than like you. Or there's a lot more people like Hutch that like me. You know what I mean? So when they get into it,
it can't be biased.
Like the old school boys, they're hell, there's one dude on there who's like, it seems like podcast and merchandise are getting more hunters on Bragg. Well, good. That's the point of it.
That's good.
I mean, that's everything.
My response to that was, if that gets more people hunting, that's fucking good.
So you're going to have there's going to be people no matter what you.
I would say I told Brennan that if it came down to it, I think I've been running the page the longest. I probably know more people, and if it came down to a popularity contest and they just needed to vote, maybe. But I think I give the guys more credit. They would say, "Look, I like you, we're friends, but his buck's better." But hey, we ain't got. I'm not discussing it. I agree with what you said. You like it, Randy? Are you still watching? Randy likes it.
Buddy says gross or net.
Nets are for fish.
Okay, so gross it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what he means.
Net is after. Okay, your gross score is the deer's cumulative antlers.
Yeah.
And then your net is when you take deductions away. Like his G2 on this side was 11 and his G2 on this side was 12.5. So it's a 1.5 inch deduction off. You don't fuck with what God made. So the way I look at it is
then it'll be gross
and net are for fish. And it'll be true measuring, tines, mass circumferences.
I'm not going to be there for the measuring unless I actually have a buck in the running. I might fly back for that in January. But that's going to be fun. Fucking no, motherfucker. Are we get? Can we gonna have to
No,
like?
everybody.
Who's gonna do the measuring?
I will measure, but I need someone to help me that knows how to. If I can, is Josh Whitford watching?
Josh, if you're out there, chime in. He
All
might
right.
be. We got 11 people. We were at 25. But
If I can get,
It's getting late. That's
yeah.
why.
No, it's the moisturizing talk.
yeah,
No, it's not.
If I could get one more person, because in all actuality, you're going to have, if people like this better, you'll have 20 entered, you're going to have 7 deer show up.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You know,
I'm not
You know
wasting my
about-
time.
you know.
Well, everybody's got to get a big
Yeah.
buck first of all.
But the thing is, too, is you can kill a 120 that weighs 180 and 6 years old and beat the dude that kills a 145 that's 150 and 3.5.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what
So-
I mean? So there are some cool
So we
little
just changed the
aspects to
rules.
it.
It's no longer I guess we can still call it best buck. But it's
Well,
not.
it's still
it's
the
still
best,
the best buck.
it's the best of the herd.
So
for-
what I'll put a video out tomorrow because there's a lot
Yeah.
of people aren't going to watch 3
Yeah.
hours of podcast, and that'll be it.
we got Cody H says gross plus weight and age then, and then Bennett says Buckmaster scoring.
We can do Buckmaster. Yeah,
What's-
that's gross scoring. That's
Gross
not-
scoring.
that's-
Gross scoring,
That's
right.
not taken away.
So Bennett, are you going to be in it?
He's on there right now. We'll see.
yeah, Bennett, you gonna come off that? 100?
Come on.
You and Hutch have had that same 100 under your mattress since.
It's $100. It's a small, especially if I was
mean-
Bennett, I fucking would because he'd
I'm
probably
sure
let
someone would
shit
probably-
walk. That
Someone would probably like shit.
If
I'll put Bennett.
my
up.
wife was even like, you better join that fucking contest. It's
Because
$100.
It's
Yeah.
$100, and if you
You can
and
make
if you-
1,500 if this
you
goes
could.
right.
you make 2,000-3,000 if we get enough
And,
people.
and my thing is too is like I just thought you left it up to like the people's opinion a little bit too much, whereas you didn't really do the best deer out of what was.
Well,
killed.
here's the thing. What if a guy, his weight, it's just, look, I didn't think about it the way you just said it, or else I would have done it that way. I just said, no one's going to go up there. I'm not going to go up there and do all this on a moment's notice because I'm hunting.
No, I'm not.
So what we'll do is we'll
I
just
don't
let
have
everybody
time.
vote because I don't give a fuck. Now, the reason why I thought that would
Bennett says
would
he's in.
work. He's in.
Says, yeah, man.
Okay, it's because if you have a buck and say all your age and your weight and your inches are, let's just say it comes out to 180, okay, and Brennan's comes out to 140, but Brennan's got 2 fucking drop tines on the front and a split brow tine, I think his buck's better.
Well, see, in this instance, it will be because it'll be gross and not net.
Okay.
How about this?
The gross will overcome no deductions. Basically.
When it comes to
Yeah.
voting, we just have anonymous pictures and a number.
No,
You
there's
don't know
no,
whose
there's
buck
no,
it
there's
is.
no
There
more
is
voting.
no
Oh, there's no more voting. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
There's no more voting.
So it's
It's
by
all
by
on
measurements.
age, weight,
Okay.
and
Oh,
inches.
there we go. That
So
makes it
let-
better. That makes it
let
better.
me say this so that way there's people watching both of y'all.
Yeah, so we're
And
not
if- and if-
confusing.
And if you disagree with it, then we need to change it now before you make the video.
Okay.
Right.
All right, you have to have a piece of paper signed by the biologist with your weight and age.
Yes,
Yes.
to prove that it was taken
Okay.
on. Yep.
Yes.
Your horns and/or mount have to be
And you can take it to Buddy Ard to get a skull mount
Yeah.
at the Skull Project.
Corey says if BT's in I'm out, ain't gonna play golf and for dollars against Tiger freaking Woods.
Oh, shit, that's
Good
how
point.
you get goods. That's how you get good, Grasshopper.
We'll do the measurement Sunday, January the 7th.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. So January the 7th, you'll have to have your deer there, the horns,
Yep.
or skull mount or mounted.
Yeah.
You have to have your signed piece of paper
Yeah.
or your initialed with your weight and your age from a wildlife official on
Yeah.
base.
Yeah.
And let's just say you need to pay your money before
The 30th of September.
90 minutes before opening day of black powder.
Okay.
So
Why?
to give people a little bit, because there's some people that don't bow hunt.
Yeah, that's true too.
So you
Well, I
have-
mean, still they have
well,
time.
we want to keep it
Yeah,
around
we
the
can-
first
we
and
can
the
figure this
15th.
stuff out.
When does fucking boat when black powder
We can
start?
figure this stuff out offline.
Because I do it all around
Yeah.
payday.
So
Everybody gets paid. Most of the people in the military or retired
then
military.
let's do Tuesday, October the 1st. And black powder, I think, comes in the 5th.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
said the 30th. Most people
Okay.
that are military get
Oh, I
paid
thought
the
you
2
meant
days.
the 30th of October.
No, the 30th of September.
Yeah.
So payday October.
October 1st
Hey, look.
is
Hey,
the
look.
deadline.
Here's
For
the deal.
payment. Yep.
If you Randy's taking the money. We posted it. We'll post it again. His Cash App. Randy will actually take Cash App and Venmo. He might even take cash. I was only willing to do Cash App because I don't want to be tracking everybody's money.
Right.
I'll I just will go crazy, and I might go buy a new car if we got like 20,000 or 20 people signed up. No, 200 people. No, I'm just saying.
That would be a lot of people.
Yeah.
It could be a lot of people, and I didn't want to be having like 4 different revenue streams for the money. I wanted one spot, and then I could just hit one button.
And
it's winner takes all.
Yeah.
Okay, and I was going to take 10% for this. Is how Randy ended up taking the money. I said, look, winner take all minus 10% for taxes and fees, because all that money's going to, even though it's in your Cash App, it's still shows as income. You don't get tax
from Cash App though.
You don't have to pay taxes. Why'd I have to show all my stuff?
Huh?
Why'd I have to show all my income from Cash App, Venmo, PayPal? Okay. Well, Randy was like, yeah, it's all free and blah. I'm like, fine.
There's no fees.
I said, you keep the money.
So.
You keep the fucking money. And you do it for no 10%, whatever. He said, fine. So that's
let everybody know there was people like, man, I ain't giving $10 up. Because there are people like that.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
$10 fucking dollars?
Well,
$10 don't even buy $11.
The way people were thinking,
or $9.
The way people are thinking in narrow-mindedness, I guess would be the best way. What if 30 people show up? Oh, he made $300 for just making a video. That's.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Why are people always? That's something he would do. There's a lot of Brennans out there. I'm not giving. I don't care about $10, but I don't want this motherfucker making $300.
Everybody thinks
you know what?
Out to fuck them.
Yeah, that's true.
That's just all there is to it.
I mean, but here's the deal: people all the time they want to send me money because they don't have bank accounts. So I got to take and I got to deposit their money into my account, and then they want me to give them the money. Well, that counts as fucking income. So I'm going to get taxed on that. So I'm not. If you give me, if you give me $500 and then I take $500 out of my account, you're only getting like $490.
Yeah.
Okay, because
what we
I'm
do
going to
for a living. Yeah, I
right.
know exactly why you do that.
Right. So it was just natural for me. I don't care about $300 fucking dollars. I spent $300 in the cigar store today. Fucking $300, you know what I'm saying? So now if I'm making $30,000, then I'm making money.
Yeah.
You know.
So,
that's
okay. So let's go.
Go over the rules again.
All right. It's the biggest buck competition. Has to be killed on base legally with a bow, rifle, or muzzleloader. So it's a cumulative. Just as long as you kill it on base.
As long as you kill it on base.
With a weapon. You can't
with
hit
a
it with
weapon,
a car.
no car.
You can't hit it with a car.
Randy.
There's a lady that, Gary Moe that killed the deer I let walk or whatever. Okay, so it's going to be the deer's age plus his weight plus his gross measurements of his horns on the Buckmaster measuring system.
Yes.
Highest scoring deer will take the pot, winner take all, first place.
No second place. No third place.
Only second place you're getting
streamlined.
is you almost got it.
You're the first place loser.
And the measurement will take place at headquarters.
We don't celebrate mediocrity.
The measurement will take place at headquarters on Sunday, January 7th.
We'll do it at
the Skin Shed, which is headquarters.
We'll do it at 2 o'clock so everybody has time to go to church, do their family thing and all that. We'll meet there. And if Alan and Chris and Joe and all them guys are cool with it, maybe if there's not 30 people showing up, we'll bring a hot dog or you know what I mean.
I won't be there, unfortunately. I may fly if I have a buck in the running.
Yeah,
I'll come back for it. But if I don't, I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
So that sounds
and
solid.
Just
fun.
Make sure if you kill a big one, he's checked in.
Yep. Documented.
Get
it has to be signed by the biologist. So
$100, winner take all. That's a fucking
we should make
that's a good pot, bro.
Well, the thing is getting it to people.
You know what?
Yeah, that's true too.
You know what? We should, Brendan. You should do it.
I'll do
free.
it.
For
free.
I'll tell you what you can do. Make 50 slips that say 2023
and leave it at the
Bragg Big Buck Competition.
It'll be right there on that desk.
And put it on the check-in inside the
next to where the scale is.
Yeah.
If they'll let us. Now we got to talk to Alan and Chris.
Yeah, I'll talk to them tomorrow when I go there too,
and ask them if you can do that. So you need to have that slip there for them anytime. Because they can kill a deer tomorrow and still join.
Yeah.
Yep. They have until the 1st to do it.
Money's got to be in by the 3rd. Yeah, the 1st.
So are you going to make them tonight, run them up there tomorrow and say, hey, can we put these in for the thing?
You ain't going to do it.
I'll do it.
Bullshit.
I'll do it.
I bet you $10 he don't do it.
No, you're late a lot. You're not reliable. Anyhow,
I'll do it. Anyhow.
Come on, man. You thought about it.
Hey, tell me what to put. Like, tell me what you want specifically on there.
2023.
Yep.
Fort Bragg Big Buck Competition.
Yep.
Date, name, age, weight.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
Okay.
When they bring that slip, they can bring it with their horns on the 7th of January.
Yes.
And then we can write it, and we write their total on it somewhere. Then
Come on now. Everybody needs to sign up for this.
Then they'll have their cash that they won, and they'll have that slip to hang off that deer after it's mounted.
Let me just go ahead and say this right now to anybody out there that if you got big deer on camera and you just don't want to spend $100, put me on that motherfucker, and if I kill it and win, I'll give you half the pot.
I mean, it's $100, but you could come away
go
with
in
a couple thousand.
Look,
man.
3 guys could really. I don't
gamble.
care if 3 guys split $100.
You can
one
hunt
guy goes
any
in,
way you want.
and
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Like you can't tell me what I do with the winning. So if you got a deer out there and you think it's a badass
But you
deer,
have to kill it.
I have to kill it.
Your tag, your video,
Yeah,
your
yeah,
picture
yeah,
on
yeah,
Facebook.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
going to be able to do a little bit of research here. 'Cause
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
go look at
for
the
sure.
damn book
Yeah.
and be like, look, buddy,
yeah.
where's your shit?
Right.
At?
No, it's
So-
going to be verified. We'll have those slips up. I'll get those
But
slips
I'm not
made.
gonna get. I'm not gonna get really deep into.
No, I'm not doing
You know,
polygraphs.
like
if you're a
fucking-
scumbag,
yeah,
then just
if
come
you're a
take,
scumbag,
take the
then
money.
take
Gentlemen's
the money.
contest, man. Have
Yeah.
integrity. You know,
Yeah.
this is a cool thing.
But if a guy, if there were like 3 guys and one guy put the money in and they all had cameras and they worked together,
But that guy who put the money has to kill him.
the guy who puts the money
Yeah.
in's got to kill him, and then he splits it with the 3 guys that helped him with the cameras or the
hey, fuck it,
intel.
you can do whatever you want with your
Yeah.
winnings.
Yeah, you can do. Yeah,
do
after
what you
it's-
want.
Yeah, long
Bottom
as-
line is you got to kill that buck
So
on
put me
Bragg,
on a big deer.
Liberty.
I tell you
Yeah,
what.
it's Bragg, and you pull
Yeah.
the trigger.
Put me on a big deer, y'all, and I'll give you 6. I'll give you 75% of the pot.
You
I
just want
promise
to brag.
you.
He'll just give you.
I'll give you all the money.
He just wants to brag.
Yep.
So let's team up out there, fellas.
Oh God, his head.
I don't
would
care
fit
about the
fucking
money. I
everything
just
to
want to
come
win
home.
the contest, motherfucker.
Yep.
Maybe we
That's
get
it.
Buddy to do a big buck hat or something that. We
If
can give
I
away.
win,
Oh God.
I'm gonna donate all the money.
To what?
To his
I don't know.
hookers and blow.
Hookers and blow. No.
Charity. the
If I
strip
win,
rate-
I'm gonna
Charity's
give.
the name of the
I tell you
strip
what
rate
I will
secrets.
do. I will fucking give half of the money of my winnings to you, and you can figure out what you're gonna do with it to
I know
get back
exa-
to the club. Because
know-
I won't be here
I know exactly what you're going to give me half of what you win to do whatever I want back to the club.
For the club, yeah.
Okay, that's cool. They'll be all brand new bow targets at McKellar's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'll do with mine. Because I just care about bragging.
I just want to. Yeah, y'all can have the money. I just
So,
want to-
so if you help me out, I can't give you 75%. I can only give you 50 because I just promised 50 of it back to bow targets. But
yeah,
That's
we're
a
going bow
solid-
targets, and then
Yep.
hell yeah.
if you
All
give
right.
75, then
What are
we
you
can
gonna do
have
with
a
half of
cookout.
yours?
Same thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
good.
I'll buy bow targets. We'll get some nice, Mackenzie's.
I thought you were gonna be like, oh, I'm going shopping.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some new Sika.
Yeah, we'll get some first light base layers.
All right, let's wrap this up, fellas.
Hey,
It's-
sounds
it's,
good.
It's 10:30. We went
Yep.
for like damn near
Holy
3
shit.
hours tonight, man.
It is 10:30.
No, it's-
Daggone.
Yeah.
So-
God.
Well,
All right.
thanks for tuning in, everybody. This is How Copy. It's good copy, and we are out.
Nothing racist, Brandon.
Good luck.